All right, everyone. It's another episode of Tales from the Head with Coop and Danny. And,
What up?
usually we do our sign-ons, but I think we need to be a little more organic and just go right into it. Just be a little more, let's just cut to the chase. Like, we know who we are. I
Yeah,
think they knew. They knew. Might know who we are now. And if
yeah.
they don't, they better ask somebody.
I was gonna say if they don't, just read the description part of the of Spotify or whatever
Or that, yeah.
streaming service you're using. Yeah,
That
I'll tell you who's who.
That pretty much explains what we're doing here in about
Yeah,
three sentences.
yeah,
It'll save you
yeah.
about 24 hours of. Well, actually, we're on episode. This is episode 16. So
16.
the interesting thing about this is 16 times. Yeah, dude. I could do some math, but I think we're close to 30 hours here, which is kind of crazy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Every
No,
episode.
we're way past 30
Well, I
hours though.
don't. Well, it might be close because not every episode's 2 hours.
Okay,
Most of
true.
them, but we're
Yeah,
nearing it.
yeah. We can
We're
definitely
definitely
say
over
30.
24. We've
Yeah.
talked over a full day,
Uh-huh.
which is something perspective wise has been brought up to me before. Is me and you in some ways talk to each other more than we might even talk to some of our own family.
Yeah, definitely more than my mom and my dad. That's for sure.
Well, same here. Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely don't talk to my folks as
Um,
much as. But
as
as
we
you get
do with
older, I
her.
don't know if you do it. You just kind of start to do your thing, and
Well, it's funny because I live with them, so
well, that's part of it too. You guys are like
yeah.
we've seen
No,
each
but
other a lot.
like, so my mom starts work. She works in the evening, so she starts work at 5, so she's leaving like around 4:30,
Mm.
and then she'll get home like around 1. She won't go to sleep until like 3 or 4 in the morning because she's just a night owl like that, and
Yeah,
so am I. So she's not waking up until like 10 or 11 in the afternoon or in the morning.
right.
And I'm teaching at that time, you know.
Yeah,
Um Not so bad now because I'm teaching from home digitally, but when I was teaching at school, like I wouldn't start getting home until like, 4:30
she's
after
probably already
school.
gone.
And she's already like taking off. So
Dang. So
like this time
essentially,
last year,
yeah.
yeah, this time last year, like I'll only probably see her on the
I
weekends.
was just gonna
And then
say
of
probably
course,
just the
like,
weekends.
yeah, and then of course during that time, like my weekends were like planned doing stuff or something. So yeah, there was like times where I only see my mom like, and then on the average of a week, like maybe I don't know, 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah. Wow.
It's sad, but you know what? It like you said, man, it's part of the whole growing up process, and like
Yeah,
you know,
and um, you guys are both busy with things. It's not like you're
avoiding each other.
exactly,
Yeah,
and it's like you said when we talked about like just us getting older. We as we get older as adults, we appreciate our time, our alone time, and we appreciate our space. I've noticed,
yeah,
no matter what kind of person you are, whether you like social or you're an introvert, maybe you're shy away from it. I feel like in general, as people, we kind of morph towards that realm,
yeah,
regardless. Yeah,
yeah. And I mean, I think we appreciate our alone time, or it's just like our quote unquote me time, if you will.
yeah,
Um, because we know how busy it is. And we know how busy everybody gets and how busy life can, like how hectic it can get.
yeah,
So sometimes it's just like, dude, I just want to take a nap, or I just want to like sit down and I can just like not do nothing for like the next 2 or 3 hours and not like have to worry about anybody or going anywhere or anything. Just be there. Just be a teenager again.
So we got a theme this week, um, which is involving music, and
Yeah.
I was gonna get right into it, but I had a little sidebar that I figured I'd ask you.
Yeah.
So when it's me time, because obviously me time with me isn't much of a mystery. Me time consists of me taking um, substances and destroying my brain cells in a
Mm-hmm.
way that is therapeutic.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
I just smoke pot. So,
Mm-hmm.
but what I was gonna say is, if you don't mind sharing, what are your what's your me time? Your favorite kind of activity?
Dude, like, oh man, like if I'm just like on my own, the house is completely to myself, no one's here. I love to get like a blanket and then going to like the sofa in the living room. There's this sofa, or there's this couch, I should say, that's perfectly angled. So if you sit in the corner, you're laying down, and the couch is long enough for me to like lay down on it. So I kind of prep myself, put my little blankie over, and I just put like some horrible movie or like something on Amazon. Like right now, I'm watching nothing but like Hell's Kitchen and like Kitchen Nightmares. Gordon Ramsay's just like popping the blood vein, going crazy.
Yeah.
And I love watching that shit, dude. Like I can watch it, and if I fall asleep, I'm like, the restaurant was a piece of shit. He flipped it over, and they're all best friends. Like
All right.
I'm not gonna lose.
Yeah.
Like I didn't miss a key thing. I can watch the
Right.
next episode and realize, oh, okay, it's another restaurant. So that's for me right now. That's like my me time, where it's just like I can just lay down. I know I'm gonna be watching something, and if I fall asleep, that's perfectly fine. And if not, that's fine too. And for me, that's like just it's just awesome because I don't have to worry about anything. I can just be like as lazy and as much as a bum as I want to.
Dude, speaking of bum, to go with your me time, you know the Pluto app, the one that's free?
Yeah.
It's like Pluto free TV. And at first I
Mm-hmm.
downloaded it a while years ago. I had it on my Roku and I was like, this is cool because it's free, but stuff's kind of weak. Now it's kind of legit. Like it has like it's cool. It's like almost it's free, but it's like I pay for YouTube TV for my cable. It's like 65 a month because I'm doing it for football, which is probably one of the
Yeah.
worst football seasons for the Niners to pay for cable, but here
Yeah.
we are.
Don't
What were you gonna say?
isn't like half of the team like out
No,
with
no,
injuries and
more than half. Basically, we have the most talented injured reserve in the league.
yay.
Basically, a fun statistic is our injured reserve is probably is richer than some teams' salaries and could win potentially the NFC Championship game. So,
Mm.
yeah, nothing like that. But so anyway, I'm paying for the YouTube TV, and it's like it's dude. There's countless nights where after I get my little pregame going and I'm flying high, I come back in and turn on the old YouTube TV, which it's just like Sling and all the other ones. But um, dude. There's like three or four things I could watch maybe, and if it's not a commercial, it's maybe just that I'm like So I'm paying 60 something bucks. And I'm gonna downgrade once it gets into a point where I'm just gonna go back to Sling or something else
Yeah.
because it's just like half the price. But yeah, I was going through Pluto and it was like, dude, it's just as good pretty much as a paid cable streaming. And there's a channel on there called Afternoon Cartoons, and all the cartoons they play are from like our childhood. Like
Really?
they had Street Sharks on there. Yeah,
No.
dude. And I was like, Street Sharks, I remember that
Yeah.
shit. Dude,
Yeah.
but because when we were younger, like 10, the 10 to 12 range or whatever, it was
The
like,
the tweens.
yeah, it was like they're doing reruns of it on like UPN. UPN would play
Yeah.
cartoons in the morning. And dude, and now you can't find it. And maybe you can find stuff on YouTube. You get lucky, someone preserved like old episodes.
Mm-hmm.
But they had Street Sharks on there, and I was super stoked, dude, because I'm like, dude, like they have all this nostalgia, all this stuff from our childhood, and all this stuff that may not hold up, but you know what? That's for us to decide.
And it's funny because I was just gonna ask you that. I remember a while back I got I was watching, I think it was Boomerang.
Yeah,
I think it was Boomerang. And they were showing like I was like trying to go to sleep or something, and then like at 1 in the morning, they're playing Captain Planet. And
Oh
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah,
oh fuck yeah, Captain Planet. So I saw one episode and I'm like, it was like the whole nostalgia party, like, oh
yeah,
my god, this is awesome. So I like I'm like, I'm not gonna stay up at 1 every night to watch fucking episodes of Captain Planet. So like I put it to record. And then after like the second or third episode, I'm like, wow, this
yeah.
did not age that well. Like this is freaking
Well,
corny.
I
So
think what it was especially Captain Planet. That show was almost like on the level of like a public service announcement mixed with like, well,
really bad
that's pretty much
action
it. Public
scenes.
service announcement
Yeah.
with a kid
There you
show.
go.
But I mean, when I say
Yeah.
kid, I mean like on the level of like not much more advanced than probably like it's probably 7 to 8 age group.
Yeah.
So that's definitely not going to hold up.
You know which one surprisingly did held up pretty good?
Uh,
The Power Rangers on Netflix.
the movie or the show?
The show. I still want to watch the movie. I mean, I seen it,
Yeah.
but like they don't have it. Oh, and you know what? Okay, I'm gonna make this point, and then I got called out all these streaming networks about something that's very, very upsetting for me. But
Yeah, we got. Go ahead and do that.
we got time. No. So like the Power Ranger movie, I thought I had it still on DVD. I can't find it, so I'm like, I'm waiting for it to come back so I can see it again. Because you gotta see it once every like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Just cause. But yo, Netflix. Where's my camera? Right here. Here's my camera. Netflix.
Where's my camera?
Like if I'm fucking
Like you're on a set.
like yeah, exactly. Like
which
motherfuckers.
camera do I look at?
Camera one.
How many cameras do you have?
Right. This okay. Amazon, Netflix, fucking Hulu, all those. Stop being fucking cowards and put Jingle All the Way.
Dude,
Don't be a fucking
Jingle-
coward.
Hold
Put
on.
that shit on.
It was on somewhere. Dude, I swear to God. Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad. Really, really
Yes.
good Christmas movie. What's his name?
Thank you.
What's the name of the superhero
With
again?
Turbo
Man.
Oh, Turbo Man.
Turbo Man. Yeah,
And
dude.
then who's the third?
Oh,
who's
dude,
the third big
yes.
actor on that
Phil
one?
Hartman.
Phil
Hartman.
Yes, rest in peace, sir.
Yeah, dude. R.I.P.
Yeah.
His fucking crazy wife killed him.
Yeah.
Dude, he was so good in that movie. He was like the pervy neighbor.
Yeah. He was like the swab neighbor that
He was
wanted
trying to swoop in on the mom.
Yeah, on The Lonely Housewife.
Oh, dude. That
Dude.
is such a fucking... That is a movie that, yeah, probably... Oh, I'm going to say it. I'm pretty sure... I've watched it in the last 6 years. It holds up. It's still funny.
Oh, 100%. And they always show it like on what's it called, like Freedom or Free Fall or Free
Freeform.
the ones that does like the 31 days of
Yeah,
Freeform. Yeah,
Freeform,
I've
yeah.
seen it there before, but I want to see it on the streaming or maybe like TBS. I think TBS might have it too, but I definitely want to see it like on Netflix or Amazon so I can just fucking, because like I'm not a big fan of, well, I am a fan of Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And they have everybody's always fucking crazy about Home Alone,
Yeah.
part 1 and 2, respectfully.
Right.
Everybody's fucking crazy about, Nightmare Before Christmas and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, for me, like the ultimate Christmas movies, besides Christmas Vacation, has to be Jingle All the Way and I'll Be Home for Christmas with
Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Thomas.
But,
Yeah.
dude, I remember it, but I don't remember that movie. Wasn't he like hitchhiking?
Yeah.
And he had like a
what was it
Santa.
on?
He was in a Santa outfit, right?
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus, I think.
I think it. Yeah, and you know what? I think it was a Disney movie.
Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. Jessica Biel is on it.
Jessica
Biel.
Biel. Wait,
Yeah, the one
Jessica
who's
Biel
married-
from Seventh Heaven?
The one who's married with to Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, that's Jessica
Yeah.
Biel.
Oh, yep, she's there.
She's hot.
She's on it. Yeah, and like the premise for y'all who haven't seen it, y'all need to go get cultured. But JTT, that's what we used to call him back in the 90s.
Yep.
He was a kind of like a wise guy from back east, and he moves over to SoCal, and his dad tells him, listen, if you come home for Christmas, I'm gonna give you like this like classic porch. So he's like, oh fuck yeah, I'm going. So he's planning to go back East Coast, but he double crossed the wrong people for the last time. So he's like, yeah, he's hitchhiking his way from California all the way to like New York on a Santa suit, because that's how they left him, with no money, no cell
and
phones.
no one, and I weirdly enough,
Yeah.
no underwear. No,
Yeah,
I'm
they
just
just
kidding.
left him naked. No, I'm pretty
No,
sure
he
they
had the
did.
suit on, just no underwear,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah.
confusing. That means they undressed him and redressed him.
Do you think they raped him when they changed him?
Oh yeah, I think it was more than implied.
It was more than implied. Oh, without a doubt. That's like the director's like notes. God.
You weren't ready for that one, were you?
I was waiting for you like, yeah, most likely or something, but no, you're like, no, that was more than implied. Like if it was like, by the way, they raped me before they changed him
Oh
suit.
yeah.
Yeah. Cause last thing he knows, he's like in a party and he gets blacked out. And then next thing you know, he's in the middle of a desert on a Santa suit,
Oh
left
yeah.
for dead.
He's like
Like they totally raped him.
100%.
Come on.
And that might be the reason why it was his last movie. We need to do some research. I don't know. I don't know if it was or wasn't, but I want to say it might be one of the last recent ones, which is not recent.
I think so. Maybe because I think after that he lost his charm because he like.
Well, yeah, that's what happens normally after you get raped.
Yeah, like I remember early '90s, he was like on every single thing besides
dude,
like
Home Improvement.
It was
Dude,
what's that Chevy Chase movie?
Man of the House.
Yes, Man of the House.
Yeah, I loved that movie.
That's another great one, dude.
Dude,
Disney was bumping out good ones.
Oh, I wish I could play it because if we put it on YouTube, you know the song in the movie. I could just sing a really shitty version of it. You know,
the Marky Mark.
Hi,
Oh, yeah.
I can't.
Yeah,
to anyone
no disrespect to any Native American people. We apologize.
How do you know I'm singing like Native American? It's the song.
Because I know what
how.
song you're saying. It's the song.
But I don't think the person's Native American.
100% or not. It was the 90s. They were.
But I don't think they were even trying to be. I think it's just weird singing. No, because in the movie they were part of that little tribe thing. That's why you're probably
exactly. Yeah. And I remember
some outdoor.
Because at first I thought you were gonna go with the Marky Mark song, the "Everybody Dance Now." Boom, boom, boom.
Oh no! But I remember that part too.
One. Yeah, I just like the montage.
I was picturing the iconic song from like the end.
Yeah. Last but not least, since we're talking about disrespecting Native American culture, Jungle to Jungle.
Oh, that was a good one too, with Tim Allen and then
and Martin Short, I think, is in it too.
Yeah, I think he's his
like his
secretary
assistant or something.
And
yeah.
Did you know the kid who plays? I forgot his name in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like Timu or something. His fucking name. But
yeah.
It's the drummer from Detroit Rock City.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the same guy. I don't think he did any movie after that. I remember he did he was the drummer of Detroit Rock City.
Yeah.
And he was in the rock band called Mystery.
Yeah, in that movie. Yeah. They were a Kiss cover band.
And that was a great fucking movie also.
Great movie. You know, okay, side one. You know, in the movie, the blonde chick that he bangs in the car outside the strip club?
Yes, the one that Connor the
Edward Furlong bangs her.
Yeah.
That's Gene Simmons' wife.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, she's not so much now because of the plastic surgery. That was kind of before she had the plastic surgery. She was hot, dude. She was real hot. Yeah.
No, because as soon as you said that, I started thinking about his TV show, like the Family Jewels or whatever it's called. And I'm like, it is her.
Yeah.
With the blonde. Yeah, obviously before, dude. Obviously that movie was made like 10 or.
But it's so cool though that like, I'm like, dude, you got to pretend bang Gene Simmons' wife. That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'd be nervous.
Great. And then Ron Jeremy's in it too.
Yeah.
He's the DJ at the strip club.
Yeah.
He goes to shake his wee or his pee so he can get the money for the ticket.
Yeah, go shake your wee. The fucking creepy Guido guy.
Yeah, with
go
fucking
there,
Santana.
Go shake your fucking wee.
with fucking Santana playing in the background.
Yeah, and he's like going like this.
So come
I
on,
don't know, man. Just go shake your wee wee.
come on. You mean you don't want to go see the greatest fucking rock band of all time? Smoke all the joints, Detroit rock fucking city.
With the
Go check
what
your
do you
wee
say?
wee.
The breastises are the best. I fucked it up. It doesn't matter. He was a
Just
very
fucking
convincing young scalper, and he made
yeah,
you want to go to a Kiss concert.
yeah,
I mean, they were playing Cobo Hall in Detroit, for God's sakes.
yeah. That it has to work. I mean, how are you not going to see them play Detroit Rock City in Detroit?
You know what you just don't do that.
No,
So
you don't.
what you do is this is going perfect because we're talking about nostalgia. We're talking about
Yeah.
music. It's almost like we planned this.
Oh, imagine that.
Can you believe it? So I just was kind of thinking alone with my thoughts, and I wrote
hmm
it down, and I thought, actually, that's not true. Well, I was alone with my thoughts, but I was driving to work,
hmm
and I was thinking of a song, and then I thought to myself, damn, like it'd be fun to have a little part of our episode where we just talk about certain songs and why, or no, not why, but what nostalgia they hold dear. Like, as an example, you're sitting around, maybe you're doing a hobby or you're doing some yard work outside or something, and then you got the radio on or your Spotify on, it's on shuffle, and then something just comes on, and it's
hmm
something very familiar. It's something very, very, in your wheelhouse. Whether it doesn't need to be catchy, it doesn't need to be anything. It's just something that speaks to you and immediately invokes like a music video like memory or
hmm
some kind of feeling. Maybe you get sad, maybe you get happy, and that's kind of what I was thinking. Like,
Yeah.
music's kind of like our yearbook, our family photo album for our memories or our
hmm
lives. And obviously, between the two of us, we're very much so into music. So I figured this would be fun and pretty interesting to see, what I got
Yeah.
some random ones. So um, do you want to start it off, or do you want
Yeah,
me to?
man.
Yeah, I'll let you
I
go.
yeah, so for me, like, yeah, there's like specific songs, but also there's like it's just like specific artists or maybe like an album that takes me to like a
Right.
to a certain place, and like you said, like a very vivid picture and stuff like that. For me, like the first one off the top of my head, I'm not sure if you're gonna bring this up, but it's just those bands that are playing in Taste of Chaos,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
SLA Dying, um, Thrice, Atreyu, else together that they were playing. And for me, like every time I think of was the Kill Switch engaged when we went, or no, it's SLA Dying. No, you're right. I'm right.
No,
SLA Dying was there.
was it As I Lay Dying or was it just Deftones?
I think they were all in the
No, it was
same.
Deftones, As I Lay Dying, Atreyu, and
Thrice was also in
I
there
think that's
also.
it.
Yeah. Um yeah, because I remember like I still remember Atreyu was touring for the Curse or
The Cursed,
something. Like
yeah, had
yeah, the
right
Curse.
side of the bed is a super catchy
Yes.
song.
Who's slipping no more short
That song holds up.
Oh, dude, that whole album. I was listening to I was giving the Crimson song a couple days spin
Oh,
also. The
that's a super,
Will you
it's a
still
super
do?
metally. Like, isn't it hella riffy on that one?
Oh, dude, the breakdown is just so fucking riffy.
I'm gonna listen to that tonight.
But yeah, that whole album still freaking holds up. And then like of course, so I listened to that. Thrice was on tour for their album Vesu. Um Deftones was on tour for Minerva, I
I
believe, at
believe
the
you.
time.
Yep, I think you're right.
And then SLA Dying was on tour for their Shadow, the
Shadows
second
of Security.
yeah, the how quickly I forget that is
Oh, is meaningless.
yeah.
That was
Yeah.
the
Uh
album right after Frail Words Collapse.
Yeah.
Because that was their debut. That was the one that had 94 hours, Forever,
Yeah.
and then the Shadows,
Or it
and
was
that's
just
when all
like,
the, for lack of a better word, posers jumped on.
yeah, I'm
All
sorry.
the high school.
No, but
No, I know not to be a hipster, but all the high school like kids that weren't already into it. As
yeah.
Late Dying shirts were everywhere after Shadows came out.
Oh, dude, everybody wanted to be Tim.
I had to buy my As Late Dying shirt online from their website,
Everybody.
not at Hot Topic. That's how much of a hipster I am. I had to throw that in
Mm-hmm.
there. Damn it. But anyway, yes, As Late Dying,
Mm.
Betray You Thrice.
Yeah.
But I mean, specifically, did you have like maybe one of those songs that, kind of sparked it?
Not
Or were you just kind of
not
vibing?
not specifically. It's just like that whenever I hear those albums, I remember, oh man, I remember Taste of Chaos, and
Yeah,
it takes me back to when we took that picture.
right.
I still remember we took that picture. It was myself, our friend
Uh
Aaron,
huh.
of course, Coop, and Hollywood. Our friend Hollywood took the picture.
Right, because it was just the three of us, me, you,
Yeah,
and Aaron.
yeah.
Right.
And we took it right across the street from the library, from the MLK library.
Yep.
Right next to Flames or the parking garage, there was like a church or kind of like community center kind of thing, and that we took that picture right in front of it, and I still remember it because I was talking about this belt. I always bring it up,
Yeah,
but
I already know.
my 408 belt with the light that lit up, and I
Yeah.
think it was white because we were at the time I was like super seen. And then I also used to have this belt with a big ass B for my last name,
Uh huh.
and it spin. Did you ever see that? It was like a blinked out leather
I
B, and
might
it
have.
was like a spinner thing, and it was just funny because I'll wear like super skinny jeans, these ridiculous belts that obviously was catered for more like the hip hop
Yeah.
um uh
Well, yeah.
crowd, and
It,
then like a black shirt with like Tony Montana or like
that's kind of how it
Tupac or
was in
something.
San Ho, though. We were like a mixture between like East Side Cholo in a way
Yeah.
with hardcore kid.
Yeah, and it was completely like it wasn't like we were gaming. I could have. There
Nah.
was many times
Yeah.
where I went to the cave wearing the red bandana, like or like as a headband,
Oh, no one's gonna
or
say
like
shit.
no one says shit, or like had a red bandana sticking in the back of my pants, and no one says shit. No one was like, "Oh man, that guy's gangster."
No.
Not
Yeah.
even everybody's like, "Oh, that guy's just seen," or he's from the east side or something. Like no one said anything, and it wasn't even like we're trying to be gangsters or anything about it. It's just
Yeah.
like the merger of our cultures or neighborhoods, I guess I should say.
Well, but then if you walk a block away from the cave, then you're in trouble, though.
Well, that's why you never walk,
Yeah,
you
you
drive.
can't be like, well, that or you just don't walk around with a bandana hanging. Because that's the thing about Lucretia over, oof, by
Yeah,
Capitol and
ooh,
by
yeah,
Story. It's like hella
yeah,
ghetto out there.
yeah. Oh man, that was fun times. But yeah, like that lineup and that like those albums that are associated with that tour, like that pictures that memory.
Yeah.
And like I still remember like Atreyu came out with like a ridiculous like set. Like everybody had like two or three full stacks. Like there was like 8 guitar amps like
Yeah.
everywhere. There's like the drummer and stuff having like two pedal or two
Like a double
kick
kick
drums,
or two kick, or not a double
kick
kick,
drums,
but he had
or
two, yeah, two kicks.
yeah, homeboy had like three or four because they're just like over the top for everything.
Yeah.
um I'm pretty sure they weren't using it. I'm pretty sure he was just double pedaling on a single one, but as far as like what we saw, it was just like everything was over the top. So like that's always been like a good memory. And every time like when I think about that, I'm like, or when those songs from those albums come up, it reminds me of that tour, and it's just like going there, taking that picture, being obnoxious, fighting ninjas in the pit, and
Yeah.
even going, and then after like going to we went to not 7-Eleven, but we went to Quick Stop. We got like Slurpees or something at like 1 o'clock in the morning as we're going
Yeah.
over to like Hollywood's house.
God, dude, those were the days. And I'd tell my parents I was sleeping over, or Well, which is true. And no, they probably know I was going to the show, but I would tell them I was spending the night at a friend's house, and I was just getting fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, let me see. On my Facebook memories, I'm not sure if it came out today or yesterday, but there's this image of we're at Hollywood's garage, and like, dude, everybody's there. Like myself, little Jose is there. Um, oh wow, I'm going blank on everybody's name. Daniel, the other Daniel
Oh,
G was
yeah,
there.
and then probably Jaime,
Hyman was there, yeah. Who's the other
Baby
guy
D,
who?
Baby
Baby
D,
D, David.
Jake,
Um,
maybe.
no, not Jake wasn't there, but it was from yesterday or something. Those pictures, but God, what's his name? Because I know him and Jaime, they put on like that neon
Oh,
duo
Miguel.
vehicle. Miguel,
Yeah, yeah,
yes, I
yeah.
haven't seen that guy in forever. He's down in SoCal now,
Yeah, I think
right?
so.
Yeah. So Josue was also in that
Oh
picture or
yeah,
something, and it's
Josu.
yeah. So it's just us like hammered in Hollywood's garage, and it's just like
God,
10 dudes, just like hey.
dude, there was a lot of times I drank in that garage.
And of course it's like me with a red shirt, and of course it's like a V-neck because that was hot at the time. And I had the stash. Remember there was like a summer where I had like the stash only, and I looked like a fucking catfish. It was weird.
Catfish. That's accurate. Dude, the stash is tough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, at least when you're of no, everyone looks pretty pervy when it's just the stash. Never
Yeah, no
mind.
one looks good. It was just the
You
stash.
gotta really like it's either has to be something you've had or it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you gotta just take on a whole new life.
Yeah.
Um I got some examples, but I got specific songs,
Okay.
but it's not gonna be like anything crazy long.
Mm-hmm.
So like I got whenever I hear Incubus drive by Incubus, not one of their obviously it's a hit.
Yeah.
But see, a lot of these are gonna be hits because a lot of these are me growing up. It's gonna be radio songs that were on the radio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, so with Incubus Drive, I always think about me and my family. It's just all I think about. And I don't even know. Maybe there was one instance where I was listening to this and we were driving home, but it's always me and my family going to the YMCA over on White and
Mm-hmm.
White and what
Like
street
between
is that?
Ocala
Yeah,
and
Ocala,
Cunningham.
pretty much. It's like between Ocala and Tully, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. But it
Yeah,
was
by Raging
brand
Waters.
new. Yeah, right by Raging Waters. And that's what I remember. Like the summers, going to the YMCA, working out. I mean, I was maybe, I don't know, 10, 12 years old. So it's not like I was like doing anything impressive on the lifts.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's a good memory. It's a really chill. It's a summer song for me. It gives me a
Yeah.
summer vibe. Um, and then to jump to 2016, I always kind of liked this song. It's by Disturbed. It's a song called Prayer.
Disturb prayer.
Um, it's off their Believe record, I believe, which is 2003, I think.
Oh.
2002. It's like right after Down with the Sickness. It's the one with
Okay.
it's the red one with the weird Jewish pentagram thing logo they were rolling
Yeah.
with.
Oh, but it also reminds me of a samurai for some reason because
Yeah,
it had like the
kind of.
little horn things in the
Yeah,
top.
exactly. It's got the
Yeah.
silly little horn shit.
Yeah.
Disturbed is a weird band because for the most part I'm not like a huge Disturbed fan.
Mm-hmm.
The lead singer kind of I liked it when it first came out because I was younger, but then it kind of just it wasn't always my thing. But the song "Prayer" in general is just a really good song. The riff, the vocal melody on the hook. But the reason it kind of brought me back, I got back into it was in 2016. I went to the Knot Fest for my
Mm-hmm.
buddy Michael's bachelor party, and it was like 2 days camping in San Bernardino. It was so fucking
Mm-hmm.
fun. But one night, Disturbed was playing, and I was fucking trashed, and we all kind of were. But it's cool when you're camping at a concert because you really don't need to go anywhere, so you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
be as shitty as you want. But Disturbed was playing, and I was like, that song came on, and my friend Dylan was kind of like, "Oh, this is a good song," and I was like, "Wow, like that's right, this is a good song." And ever since then, like whenever I hear this song, I always have that awesome memory of getting fucked up in the desert
Mm-hmm.
and listening to that song. So I'm like, man, it's like it's cool to just music really time capsules moments for you,
Mm-hmm.
and and for me, those are moments that never really go away. I still have like music's like a bookmark for me in a lot of ways. Like
Mm-hmm.
I may not remember things, I may not word for word recite, but it's something about music and emotion that I can just it could be maybe 10, 20 years and I'll hear the song again and it'll be like, "Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, 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 right where I left off," kind of thing. So
Yeah.
that's the beauty, and the whole majesticness of music cuz it is so subjective really, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just so cool and in a way like magical that we can all get some different or similar feelings from stuff that isn't always a literal interpretation. Sometimes these songs could be about one thing, but because we listen to it and get a vibe from it,
Yeah.
that's what we get out of it. And that's kind of I've always liked that about music is it's very
Yeah.
open and personal.
Yeah, and it's very objective.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I got several. Like, it's funny you say that because it is like a yearbook. I can listen to like an album, especially like if it's an album that is very important to me or like I really really enjoy. I
Uh-huh.
can remember like when was the first time I actually heard it or when I
Yeah.
really digged into it. Like as we are talking about the Disturbed song. Um,
Uh-huh.
I was thinking about like when I first picked up Boys Night Out, Make Yourself Sick album
Right.
with just listening to that album on my way to Mexico. I remember that album came out like what in 2003, 2004, maybe 2003. And I remember picking it up and didn't listen to it and then as I'm going to Mexico, like I remember playing my CD player on the flight over and I remember just like really really listening to it, especially like more of the slower songs and stuff. Like I remember like being in the airplane, kind of looking and just seeing like wow, white because of the clouds, and just listening to
Right.
like those songs. Um, but yeah, his they definitely hold a memory, and they hold like a soundtrack to that time period, man. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy
It's
how
cool though, right? How that is
absolutely.
because it's not like anyone ever told you that either. It's not like anyone was like, listen to music because it's gonna make you remind you of things. No one ever told me that, and it's
No,
like funny how uncannily we all kind of are just that's how it is, you know?
listen, I'm gonna tell you right now a song, and this is one memory as of that song.
Yeah.
The Bled, um,
Oh wow.
Dale, you know who seatbelt this is, or Dale Earnhardt's seatbelt or something. And I just remember the breakdown. Let's set our hearts to self
Oh
destruct.
yeah,
And I just remember being in the Hollywood's garage and everybody hardcore dancing to that breakdown in the end, or moshing to when they're all screaming and it's just like we're all over here just throwing
dude. We used
punches and
to
shit.
we used to Gabe, he got into hardcore
Yeah,
shows
yeah,
and shit late, and then like all the guys would kind of like all the other guys from other schools would be like, "Great, thanks for bringing this guy." But um, I remember because he was kind of a tool, so I'm gonna talk shit. I don't care. Um, dude, I remember specifically that song because he got into hardcore dancing and he got into
yeah.
like trying to scream like metal vocals, and
Uh huh.
we couldn't stop laughing because he thought he was really he thought he was really good because I mean he
That's the
was a
worst.
good athlete. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in good shape, but he wasn't good at everything he did, and he thought he was. And well,
Okay.
this wasn't one of his things. And yeah, anyways, he was hardcore dancing and screaming the breakdown, and of course he was drunk because we all were. But I just
Yeah.
will vividly remember like me and Ryan and Tom, and we're just crying, like we're laughing so hard because usually he was kind of the guy that made fun of you and laughed at you and was always
Yeah.
like, "I'm cool, you're not." So it was funny to see him vulnerable and in a position where we could really just laugh at him
Yeah.
because it was just some of the most embarrassing cringe shit that is just the things high school kids live to make fun of. So it was
Yeah.
amazing. It was like we looked at each other like this is gold.
Yeah. You're like, I'm living a moment that I'm never gonna forget
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
if we had cameras, it would have been used as blackmail already,
Oh, till this day.
easily.
Till
But
this
I
day.
remember let's set our hearts on self-destruct, and then he'd be like,
Self-destruct. Yeah.
and then we'd be like, shh, we'd throw shit at him or something. I don't know. It was just fun, dude. Like,
Yeah.
you know, like we had our world, and hardcore shows were our kind of our world back in high school.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what's funny?
huh?
I was gonna say really funny about that, dude. The first time I met our friend Ryan.
Yeah, yeah. I
Ryla,
know
if you
who he
will.
is.
Because you might have heard of him. Because I mean, one thing I need to like very emphasize is that I am much older than like the rest of the crew. I'm like 4 years older than you guys. So the only reason I met you guys was through my brother Juan.
Yeah.
Juan and Ryan were going to school.
Uh-huh.
I think I once dropped off something to Juan at school, and I was blasting like Boys Night Out, and Ryan's like, "Oh shit, somebody else knows about Boys Night Out? Like, what the fuck?" So, I remember like knowing about Ryan and stuff, and I remember I went to Warp Tour, and I saw Ryan. I think the crew was there. Tom was there. Um, Hollywood. I think you might have been there. I think
Was
Daryl
it the one
must
at the
could have been
pier?
there. Yeah, the one at the pier. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. Oh yeah,
I want
Boys Night
to
Out
say
played
like
that year. I remember.
yeah, I want to say it was like '04 maybe. '04, '03,
Oh
oh
four, oh
oh oh
five. Yeah.
'05. Yeah, one of those years. And I remember I saw Ryan because I remember we were about to, Under Oath just finished playing, and Under Oath was like blowing up with the drowning
Uh-huh.
in my sea.
And that was the
Yeah,
album with the girl or whatever on the cover with the weird
yeah.
mask
And
on,
they
right?
also played at the now I'm thinking about it, they also played at the not
Taste
Taste
of
of Chaos
Chaos?
also.
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they were there too. Um,
I think I
but
lost.
I remember after that set was over, I saw Ryan. I'm like, hey, dude, are you Ryan? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, hey, I'm Juan. I'm Danny. I'm Juan's brother. He's like, oh yeah, I heard so much. Blah, blah, blah. So we started talking, and then the next question, of course, Ryan will never fucking admit this, but Ryan goes, hey, are you gonna dance to the Bled in a bit? Because the Bled was gonna play like in half an hour or something. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
are you gonna dance to the Bled? Like, I was gonna hardcore dance to him. I'm
No, but
like,
he meant like slow dance.
yeah, that's what he meant. And, oh, I was being a jerk about it then. And I'm like, yeah, dude, sure. Like I'm like, okay. But yeah, I always remember that was like the first thing Ryan ever said to me. He's like, oh yeah, are you gonna hardcore dance to the Bled? I'm like,
He should have been like, "Are you asking me to dance?"
dance? Do you wanna dance together?
I mean, first of all, you're not doing it on one knee, and I don't see your hand out.
Yeah.
So
You should have at least asked my
no,
parents for permission.
because you know what? I'm classier than that.
I'm not. It takes more than just a
God,
question.
funny drama from that Warp Tour. So Ryan caught one of the drumsticks from. No, Ryan didn't catch it. Oh, that was the dumb drama. Actually, I think I had Gabe's back more on this one. But anyway, Gabe caught one of the drumsticks from Boys Night Out, and everyone got mad at him because he wasn't even a Boys Night Out fan.
Yeah, fucking poser.
And then, but I'm like, hey, but he caught it. It
Mm.
takes effort, man. It's not easy
Yeah,
catching a drumstick. I got half a drumstick in my studio. I got from a show once too, because it's hard to get a whole one.
that's true.
But yeah. So Gabe got it, and everyone was mad. I didn't say anything because I'm like, if he's the one who got it, he can do whatever he want. Like
Yeah.
he's the one who fought to get it. Like yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. He does not really into him, but none of us got it, so who cares?
Yeah.
But it was funny because everyone was like annoyed at him. They're like, I remember even one person was like, "You should give it to Ryan. You don't even listen to it." And it's
Yeah.
like maybe, or maybe we should just stop being little bitches and let the guy fucking have what he got. Like,
Mhm.
Because at the same time, if Ryan really wanted that drumstick, he should have fucking got it himself.
Is that the drumstick?
No, but it
Oh,
is a
okay.
drumstick.
Okay. I was like, is that the I'm like,
I
do you
should have
have it now?
lied. Yes.
Um
I stole this from Gabe. Ryan, I will send this to you.
there you go.
It is rightfully yours.
Um no, but I mean, I get it. I mean, if you're a fan of it, because okay, there's been many times where I remember I saw Finch.
Oh,
Um
yeah.
I
Nice.
saw Finch several times, and it became a point where like some of the guys like recognized me from like several shows, and like the roadie ones, I remember he even like hand gave me his
Like a
one
set
of the set
list?
lists.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. One of the guitar he was a bass tech for this one, or guitar tech or something. And I remember he gave it to me. I'm cool. I go, a year later, they come around. I say what's up to the guy. He remembers me, blah, blah, blah. And I remember during the set, he's like, "Hey, he's all meet me over here. I'll get you a set list after." I'm like, "All right, cool." And I remember during the set, I got like a pick,
Mm-hmm.
and it was cool because they had like their symbol, and I gave it to somebody else next to me who like really wanted the pick. He's like, "Oh man, can
Yeah.
I see it?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." I'm like, "Oh, here, dude, you can keep it." He goes, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's okay." I'm like, "I have a set list coming my way. You're
Right.
good." And like that made like the dude's day. Same thing, funny story, because that guy who was their guitar tech is now the guitar tech for and drum tech for Newfound Glory.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, and it was cool because now I pretend like I'm a fan. I'm friends with Newfound Glory, but it's because I know their tech guy. So every time he gives me like a full on like drumstick also, and he gives me like the set list. So I
Dude,
remember
yeah.
one year when I went down to see him in LA, I got a drumstick and I gave it to Daryl because Daryl was the drummer, and he was like, I remember before the show, he was like, "Man, I wish I can get a drumstick from Cyrus." And so when the dude gave me like a drumstick, I'm like, "Oh, here you go, Daryl." Like, here you go. And then another one, I gave it to Ray because Ray is also a drummer. So I'm like, "Here you go, Ray." And Ray still has, he's like, "No," Ray is like super like,
Yeah.
"No, dude, no," like super humble about anything.
Yeah.
Like you buy that dude like a $1 cheeseburger. He's like, "Oh no, dude, like
So
I don't
it's,
deserve this. I
it's
don't deserve this hamburger."
$1.
Um, yeah, and and I gave it to him. He's like, "No, dude." I'm like, "Dude, it's cool. Like he's my boy. Like you're the drummer. This is more for you." Than I'm like, I'm happy with like the set list. And he goes, "No, dude, no." But he still, both of them have it like framed up or like in a box, and it's like in their also in their studio.
Hey, at
Um,
least they have it still. I don't know what Gabe did with that drumstick.
he freaking probably gave it to some girl trying to impress them or something.
Give or forgot it inside of one of them. Well,
Well,
let's leave that open for interpretation.
yeah, that's for another show.
Or part two of this one. No, I'm kidding. No, it's for another one.
No, but another song that like with good memories
Yeah.
is My Chemical Romance, The Black Parade.
Nice.
Everybody fucking knows that song, with the piano intro, and then the like super elaborate, like super like Queenish style of anthem, if you will. um
Yeah, it kind of gives you a vibe like God, what kind of vibe does it give you? It's like to me it gives
very
more of like a you know why? I was just gonna say that's retarded. I was gonna say it gives me a Heroes vibe, but no, them and the Used covered that song.
Yeah,
No,
they
they didn't
did.
cover Heroes. They covered
Pressure
Under Pressure.
looking
There you go.
down on me.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
But I felt, because I always thought, my Chem was like some super spooky emo, gothic punk kind of style of a band.
Yeah.
But now as I'm older, I'm like, no, they're just a very theatrical band that follow like this theme,
Right.
So like with the whole Black Parade, like, well, the singer always compare his MCR to like the Smashing Pumpkins, where like the first album was their Gish album, and then
Uh-huh.
the one that broke them to like the media, like that broke them into
Was
like
Siamese
mainstream was,
Dream.
yeah,
Was that
exactly. And
I
then
think that
like,
was it, right? Siamese Dream?
yeah, and then their masterpiece, like big time production, the Black Parade was, or
Melancholy.
their Melancholy. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it makes sense because after that, Smashing Pumpkins kind of interest kind of went down, and so did My Chemical Romance. They kind of switched up their style
Yeah.
to not dealing more with like death and being more like progressive. They
Hmm.
did more of a futuristic kind of punk sound
Yeah.
or theme, if you will. And then they broke up. So, it's funny that they always compare themselves to Smashing Pumpkins, but for me, it's always more like theater, like super over the top productive. And if you go back and you see them with like their stupid outfits and shit that they used to wear for during that time period, I'm like, no, it's all like it's this big ass production, theater production.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that album, like driving to work and just listening to like that whole album and just like thinking like how amazing this album was and how it was so different to everything else that's being done. And then like I go back and I listen to it now and I'm like, dude, this album's still freaking good. Like it's like the songs are very well structured and written. And but yeah, yeah, I remember like that album. I still remember people dressing up with like the skull faces and like
Yeah.
the Black Parade outfit, and then I remember like me driving to work at Comcast at the time, like driving to work and then driving back. I remember that drive from San Jose to Morgan Hill.
Yeah, dude. That's
That
and
song,
when you're younger, that's much more of a drive.
yeah, it was like a 20, and then I started in the afternoon, so it was always like I had to leave like right before traffic or like be stuck in traffic for a
Yeah.
while, which
Yeah,
sucked.
that's do you actually have memories of that song too? In 2005,
Mm-hmm.
they played Taste of Chaos, Kill
Mm-hmm.
Switch Engage, and The Used.
I was there.
Was it Thursday was the other band? I forgot.
I
Something.
want to say
Something random, right?
no, this Taste of Chaos was like the one with like every like it had Senses Failed.
Oh, yes.
It had Say Ocean.
Yes, 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 yes.
It had Aesthetic Lullaby. It
I'm
had
trying to think. The
Kill
only heavy
Switch.
band I think was Kill Switch.
Yeah, most definitely.
Everything else was like like pop, not pop
Yeah.
punk, but it was just like
The
emo,
the post hardcore, whatever they
post
used to
hardcore,
call it.
emo.
Yeah.
Because Used is definitely emo, right?
Yeah. Well, the use was like they started off with that post hardcore with less
Yeah.
screaming. But when they did Taste of Chaos, they kind of went for the more post.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
wasn't post hardcore as
Not
much anymore. It was
almost
more
like
like towards like post rock or something.
yeah. But
But yeah.
so my memory with that. So obviously me. So it's funny who went to that. It was me, Evan,
Hmm.
and you know Evan, right?
Yeah, yeah. I met the
Evan,
man.
Michael, and
Mm.
Johnny Neves.
Ah, Guitaro.
Yeah, and it was my mom. So we I forgot who fucked it up. It must have been me. I got tickets to go see to Taste of Chaos.
Uh-huh.
Um I think I got like two. It turned out the person I got them from gave me fucking Marysville fucking sack fucking show,
Oh,
right? And I
Sacramento,
was
not
all
even San Jose.
motherfucker. I was bummed. So me and my buddy were like, we're not going because when you're in high school, Sacramento's like insanely far. 'Cause I don't have a
Yeah.
car.
Especially with like no cars or something. Yeah.
Exactly. You're underage, so you can get a hotel room. So my mom and grandma were so cool. They decided to buy two more tickets, or I forgot how we got the other tickets, but I think that's how it worked. And then like they decided to drive us up there, get a room, take us to the concert, pick us up. Like, dude, that's so chill.
Yeah,
So
that's
like
hella dope.
we road tripped up there to go see Kill Switch. Um and dude, and we got to the show and it was amazing. Kill Switch was amazing. But the thing that I remember about Black Parade was one then that song came on, I remember, but it was actually a really cool moment because it was before they released the single for it. They did Under Pressure live with the singer from The Used
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I think The Used headlined and I think they opened for The Used, I believe.
Yeah, it was like the use was the main, they were like in the top of their
Yeah,
game at that
they were
moment.
huge.
And then yeah, my cam was like
They were coming
right,
up hella
they were
hard.
coming up. They were
Yeah.
like the next up and coming.
Yeah. But it was cool to see them play under pressure because one, I was already I grew up with David Bowie, but I was kind of on a Bowie kick those two
Mhm.
years. So when I heard that song live, that was really cool. So
Mhm.
then I've always kind of had a nice. I may not have listened to the Used much, and a lot of my friends kind of have told me like, go back and check some stuff out because it's pretty
Yeah.
good. But no, dude, like they got some good stuff. And Helena, I remember that song by My Chemical Romance. That
Yeah.
was like one of their other hits.
Oh, huge
But
shit.
dude, that's what's beautiful. Like even sometimes if you don't always vibe with the music, sometimes you still have like a really cool, obviously like we just told two stories like off of one song, and
Yeah.
and we knew some of the people in it, but we weren't in there and we weren't in those situations, and it was just like
Mhm.
how different and cool life is, with sometimes the same tools.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
But dude, that's a good example because it's just like that was our coming of age time. We were getting older, we were learning things, we were growing a little hair on our face, maybe.
Mhm.
You know, our
Yeah.
hormones were all fucked up.
For me, I remember that specific time. Um, like I remember going driving to Hollister like every other weekend or every other day to Hollister because my buddies lived there, my cousins lived there, and then like we would go and jam, if you will, and then
Uh-huh.
like we would just play video games. We were super nerdy also. We would play like
Yeah,
we'll buy like the Dr. Pepper knockoff from like from Safeway.
Dr. Skipper
Dr. Thunder, yeah,
or
it's a
Dr.
Skipper, Dr.
Thunder.
Thunder,
Yeah,
or something like that. One of those.
yeah, yeah,
We used to freaking buy the rip off and then like just drink soda all night and just be sugar high and smoke cigarettes all night and just play computer video games and then like talk about music and talk about like the Used, My Chemical Romance, Under Oath, The Bled,
dude.
Census Fails, Saves the Day, Kill Switch,
All while you're on MySpace. No, I'm kidding.
yeah, yeah, all and playing Counter Strike, you know,
I remember that game.
yeah, dude. So, um, but yeah, I remember like those albums. Like I remember when I went to Taste of Chaos with that same tour that you were just talking about.
Uh huh.
I remember I left like half an hour into the U set because I'm like at that time I was like, oh, they fucking sold out. They're on,
Yeah.
they're not on the raw sound anymore. They were fucking overproduced or
Yeah.
something. There's a bunch of little kids here. So we left early and we went to the In and Out and I mean the show was here in San Jose. I should have just stayed here in San Jose where I fucking live, but no, I decided to spend the night in Hollister. So I'm driving at the time I had my pickup truck. It was this 1990 Chevy, like a Chevy 4x4 truck. And
Nice.
we're at the In and Out in Morgan Hill and we're getting calls that everybody pretty much left around the same time we all left. Um, so we all stop at this In and Out and we're all eating. We're talking about the show and shit, and it was fun.
Yeah.
They were saying how everybody left after they play that David Bowie cover with
Oh, with My Chemical Romance.
yeah, and they're like, oh man, you guys missed him. We're like,
Yeah.
whatever, I don't care.
Yeah, because high school kids, dude, we're so like
Yeah,
annoying,
yeah, we're so like, I don't fucking care.
smug. Yeah.
They're not been fucking hard no more.
Dude, it's so dumb. Like we're
It
like
really
we're
is.
like enforcing how hard people or like how true they are. It's
Yeah.
weird how you are like that when you're in high school. You're very like you swear allegiance to like genres and music and bands, and
Yeah.
you really enforce it. Like metalheads can't listen to anything that's not metal. I remember because we all have different friends, different wavelengths and music, and
Mhm.
even in high school, like my close friends that were metalheads, like didn't get why I listened to like Nora Jones or
Mhm.
um anything that didn't have like distortion on it.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, listen, dude, first of all, like I love metal, but like I didn't grow up with it. So
Yeah.
my wheelhouse is always going to be classic rock, soul,
Yeah.
cuz that's my foundation. That's
Yeah.
how I was like that's where it started and then it transmogrified
Mhm.
into the Satan worshiping music that I listen to
Yeah.
now.
No,
Brr.
I feel you, dude. Because like, I mean, I'm not gonna say I grew up in a family that listened to punk rock because that's not true. My parents were like listen to like Mexican music,
Uh-huh.
but let me write it down because then I gotta tell you about this other memory. Um, um, write it down so I won't forget. But like when I started listening to like rock music, like at first I was listening to like whatever was on the radio, which is a lot of alternative music, where I created my love for like Oasis and Bush and Smashing Pumpkins and like Nirvana and Weezer and that kind of stuff.
Right.
And but I remember listening to Green Day's "When I Come Around"
Oh,
for the first
okay.
time,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I remember like just being like amazed by the way, because that video specifically, like they were just dressed with like dicky pants and like they just look like they didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
They look like normal people walking down the street, like skater people or something. And I'm like, oh fuck, okay, that's kind of cool. And then the song's super catchy. So I remember
Mhm.
like, all right, I'll go and buy like the CD or the tape the next day. And then right after that, Blink 182's Damn It uh music video also came up.
Oh, yeah.
So it was another thing like, oh shit, this band. And I'm like, oh, and they dressed exactly like the dudes from Green Day, and oh look, they're just being goofballs. Oh, cool. So it kind of like that's what developed my love for punk rock. So like yeah, I used to go and listen to like grindcore and hardcore and metalcore and death metal and shit.
Yeah.
But I always go back to like pop punk and punk rock because that's like the shit, I grew up
Yeah.
listening to when I was in middle school. And I remember like going to like the cave with like Newfound Glory shirts and shit. And I remember people will be like super scene kids also, fucking the fashion police. They'll be like, "Oh man, you still listen to Newfound Glory? Oh man, they're not even fucking hard, dude. Why the fuck you listen to Newfound Glory
Yeah.
still?"
You know what's
And I'm
fun?
like,
Yeah, all those kids weren't even like the cool ones there though.
yeah, they were like the wannabe gatekeepers
Yeah,
of
they were
like the
like the
scene.
posers.
Yeah, and I'm like, because I like them, that's
Yeah.
why. And
Like
then
you're
like
not wearing
those,
it.
yeah, and then now there's the same motherfuckers are like, will play Newfound Glory and be like, "Oh, it's the shit I grew up with." I'm like, no, you used to talk shit for me wearing my Newfound Glory
Those
shirt.
fools probably
So
work IT at Google now. Fuck them.
probably, dude. But one thing, since we are talking about vivid memories with specific songs, two songs, Brass Monkey by
Uh-huh.
um by Beastie Boys, who
Yeah.
just celebrate that album's just celebrated 35 years or 34 years,
I was gonna
like
say,
yesterday.
is that Paul's Boutique? Is that
Or License to Get
the
Ill or
License
something.
to Ill? Yes.
One of those.
License to Ill. Like with the plane.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
exactly.
know what you're talking about.
So I remember Brass Monkey and then that chunky monkey,
Yep.
Brass Monkey. Yeah. And then the other song, the girls, dun, dun, dun,
Oh
dun,
yeah.
dun, dun, dun,
All I
all I
want.
really want is girls. This is all Beastie Boys. If you don't know those songs just by the title and you need to know it was Beastie Boys, you need to fucking go educate yourself
Yeah,
first.
because that's like, I mean, that's like 80s. Like,
That's day one,
it's not
bro.
even hard to
Th-
know.
yeah, that's day one, bro.
Weren't
But
they a hardcore act that turned hip hop group?
yeah, dude, I used to own their hardcore album actually. It used to be called Same Old Bullshit, and their album was their cover was like a golden retriever. And their
Ah,
songs are so and like yeah, they're so like hardcore, dude, those songs. Hella badass too. But I remember those songs living in Long Beach. I was like 3 or 4.
mhm.
And my oldest brother from my dad's first marriage, he's half Cuban, half Mexican. He will stay with
Nice.
us sometimes. And I remember he would go and get ready to go out. This is like the late 80s. So he had like the mullet and like
Uh,
just like the acid wash fucking jeans and just
yeah,
like your typical fucking 80s, member Oni jackets, just fucking
ready to sling dick.
dude, it was fucking horrible. Like I still remember his long curly mullet and this
Hey,
fucking
but girls probably ate it
mustache.
up back then.
Oh, he got married as soon as he turned 17 or 18. you know, oh he got locked down quick. Um, but yeah, I always remember my brother getting ready to go out, like him like ironing his shirt or something, and listening to like Beastie Boys in the background, specifically Brass Monkey and then girls. Dun, 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 all I really want is girls.
I know, dude. I remember that. You know, Brass Monkey's a malt liquor.
Really?
Yeah, so that song's
I,
about them getting drunk.
I've, oh, fucking, you know what? I'm not even surprised.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
They're
I
scummy
think.
white kids from New York, right? They're from. I
Yeah,
think they're from New York.
yeah, they're from Brooklyn. I mean, I will assume. I don't know.
Well,
They're
no sleep
Jewish.
till, so that's
Brooklyn. Oh yeah,
dude. But you know what's cool? So obviously Rick Rubin is the one who discovered them, and
yeah.
they were on Def Jam, and a big part of the reason why. Dude, okay. So the interesting thing about Rick Rubin, if you notice, you probably already know this, but on No Sleep Till Brooklyn, um, the guitar solo is Kerry King from Slayer.
Really?
And do you know why?
No. Go ahead and tell me
Because when they
why.
were recording the album that No Sleep Till Brooklyn was on, I'm trying to remember. I don't think it was Licensed to Ill. It
Hmm.
might have been. Slayer was tracking, God, I want to say Hell Awaits or something. No, Hell Awaits was
Hmm.
the first record. Maybe it was Rain and Blood.
Okay.
And Rick Rubin was producing that record as
Producing it.
well.
Yeah.
So he was just like, yo, I'll just get this dude to come in and play guitar. But it was just like, if you listen to No Sleep Till Brooklyn, you can tell it's a Slayer solo. Because it's super thrashy,
Yeah.
super whammy bar, Kerry King style. It's
Yeah.
super cool when you go back and hear things like that. Or,
No.
yeah.
Yeah. I hear it now because I'm thinking about the guitar solo, and yeah, you're right. It's super.
Hmm.
Um, you hear the same guitar solo like in Rain and Blood, also with like the
Yeah.
whammy and the wails and
Like the
the
dive bombs and shit.
yeah,
Dude, but
yeah,
I love knowing that, random stuff. So Eddie Van Halen played it on Beat It and Billie Jean, right?
yeah. And he didn't go to the music video shoot because he thought the songs weren't going to be a huge success or something.
Yeah, and I heard he also helped rewrite the structure of the song based on the solo with Michael.
Really?
Some along those lines, like,
Yeah.
hey, I changed this part, I liked it better kind of thing. And he was like, okay. But
Michael's like, all right, I trust you.
the other I love nerdy shit like that. So the Michael Jackson one's pretty common knowledge, but
Yeah.
there when Fall Out Boy covered Beat It by Michael Jackson, do you know who played
Hmm.
the solo on their cover?
Was also Eddie Van Halen or who?
No,
No.
someone
Okay.
younger,
Oh no.
not heavy. It's hard to guess.
What, John Mayer?
Yes.
Oh, I knew it.
Yeah.
That dude's
It's
such a
John
good
Mayer.
guitar player.
I'm so happy you guessed it.
Yeah, no, because John, I'm like, oh man, who's a fucking good guitar
I
player?
don't know how, but I'm
It's-
so glad I didn't tell you. I'm glad you guessed it. It made it way more fun.
no, because I'm like, all right, process of elimination. I'm like, all right,
But how did Fall
that's
Out Boy? But see, that's my question. Is I would have never guessed in a million years they knew each other or even were somewhat affiliated at one time.
yeah,
But Slayer and Beastie Boys. But I mean, it's just cool when you're like, oh, maybe they're homies with each other, and you just never know because you don't know who's cool with
yeah.
who. But it's like, man, that's what's up, you know. And then Nickelback covered. I know such random shit. Nickelback covered Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting, which is an Elton John song.
Uh-huh.
And they were homies with the specific guitarist that you would not guess. But
Nickelback.
Nickelback,
Shit, I
Canadian
don't know.
rockers Nickelback. Anyway, they have a
Uh-huh.
special guitar solo on that song. Do you want to try guessing who it is? This person is
No,
this
because my
person
my
is
nickel.
this person is heavy.
No,
It's
I
tough.
wouldn't. Hold on,
Dimebag
because nickel.
Daryl.
Surprisingly, really, I was gonna say surprisingly, Nickelback, like for being the butt of every single joke in the scene, they're
Yeah.
actually like friends. They're very high respected like
Very,
musicians.
very well respected guys in the music industry. Because I
Yeah.
was just gonna say Pantera. Literally, there's stories. I read an article. The bassist for Nickelback, which I believe is Chad Kroger's brother. They're both Kroger people.
Uh
But
huh.
he was saying how they were partying and drinking with Dime and Vinny, and they're just getting
Hmm.
fucked up. But he was just saying, like, obviously this is not no new knowledge, but they were like, those guys could just seriously just toss back booze like Crown and Seagrams and just be drinking
Mm-hmm.
and get funnier. And like it wouldn't be like they were hostile or they were too sloppy. They just
Yeah.
kept going. And he was like, "Yeah, I had to tap out, but my brother Chad, who's the lead singer, he hung out with them all night and partied." So apparently Pantera and Dimebag were super cool with Nickelback.
Yeah.
But like never in a million years would I have guessed Dimebag Daryl was gonna do the guitar solo for a Nickelback song, right?
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Yeah. But again, like you said, like
You never
from a
know
fan's
who's cool with who.
from a fan's perspective, you're like, oh man, fuck those fucking posts. Which I understand why people hate on
Oh, me
Nickelback
me
so much.
too.
Like, admit it, you fucking used to love that never made it as a wise man. Couldn't
Oh,
cut
how
it
you
as a
remind
boy.
me when it first came out, I
Yeah.
kind of liked it. And I like
That shit
that
was
song Photograph. It's catchy.
yeah, it's a good one. They
But
say that a
but
hero could
oh
save
god, the
us.
Spider-Man soundtrack with fucking
Yeah.
Josie Scott from Saliva.
Yeah.
Remember Saliva? They did that
I
song, was
remember
it Click
Saliva.
Click Boom?
Yeah. Put it down in the stereo, put it in the
Click
radio.
Click Boom.
Boom. It was
God.
like them and like Stain. They all came out at the same time.
Yeah. Although I will say Stained is a much better band than Saliva, but
That's true.
I understand. I know what you mean. But like what was the other thing I was going to say? I was everyone god, I'm like on trial. Yeah, just spit it out. But no, like kind of what you're saying is like one thing about just saying Nickelback, but the other thing is too, it's like whether you don't like them or not, it's not like when Nickelback's done playing music, they're gonna go back to the bus and listen to more Nickelback. So
No, of course
so I
not.
mean, they're just dudes, and
Yeah.
and other dudes are hanging out. So that you know how it is. You meet people. Me and you
Yeah.
don't listen to exactly the same style. We have a lot of music
No.
we do like together, but our bread and butter could be slightly different, and our taste is a little different. But we're still hella cool, and that's I like seeing that on a bigger level too, and not just seeing like only metalheads hang out with metalheads and only it's like, dude, we're all people, and cool people are cool people. Yeah.
Um, it's funny. Dave Grohl, says this great story about Pantera. They're saying like, Foo Fighters are barely coming up. They're playing some like crazy metal fest show like in Germany. Was
Uh-huh.
it Wacken or whatever?
Oh,
What's the big
Vakken.
Wacken? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're playing, and they're like, "Fuck, we're gonna get murdered." And yeah, they're playing. They're out there playing fucking like Learn to Fly and Everlong and all this shit, and they're
Yeah.
just getting booed by like all these metalheads up in the front row.
Yeah.
But then Dave says he looks to the side, and there's like everybody from like Megadeth, Pantera, all these like metalheads are there, and they're singing along to all the songs
Yeah.
of like of Foo Fighters. So they're saying after show, they're hanging out, of course, with Pantera, and they're like, Vinny goes, yeah, whenever you're down in Texas, or because they were from Dallas, right? Or we're from
Fort Worth, I think.
Fort
Yeah.
Worth, yeah.
Or
They're like,
Texas.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
come down to my strip club. You'll get in for free. Like, come in, you'll get in for free, whatever. So like, okay, cool. They go back to the state, and I guess Dave Grohl and their drummer, Taylor Hopkins,
Uh huh.
they're he's Taylor's helping Dave move back to Virginia. So they're
Yeah.
moving from LA to Virginia. They got their truck. They're driving, and then they put gas like in Barstow, and Dave Grohl forgot his wallet, like in Barstow, in some gas station,
Fuck.
with like thousands of money, thousands of dollars cash,
Yeah.
credit cards, everything. Because at the time it was just like, you use cash for everything. It's like late
Right.
90s. So whatever. They go back to they get to Texas. They go into a strip club, and they're trying to get into a strip club. And the bouncer's like, okay, man, where's your ID? And Dave's like, oh, dude, you know what? I literally just lost my wallet back in Barstow. Can you let me in? He's like, I'm 21. I'm over 21, whatever. And the bouncer's like, sorry, dude, without ID, I can let you in.
Yeah.
And Stephen Hawkins was like, bro, he was like, do you know who that's Dave Grohl? Like, he was a drummer for Nirvana. He's a drummer for Foo Fighters. Like, he's the number one, like, do you
Yeah.
know who
Yeah.
that is? And the bouncer's like, dude, I don't care who that is, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
this celebrity's here all the time.
I'm
Like,
still
I
gonna get
cannot let you
fired.
in without
Yeah.
my ID. And Dave was like, okay, just call the guys from Pantera, call Vinny or Dimebag. Like, he'll let me in. Like, and he's like, they're my friends. And he goes, dude, honestly, Pantera's like friends with everybody. I can't let you in. That's
Dude,
like,
but Vinny ran I think they ran a strip club down there.
yeah, rumor has it. I'm not sure if it's true, but it was free for any touring band.
Oh no, I don't know if it's true, but I'm pretty
Uh-huh.
sure. Yeah,
Like, all you had to
for
do is show
sure.
like your tour pass that you're on
Or just
tour.
know that they're like you're a homie.
Yeah. And there like it was free for any it was like free like two free beers and free entrance to a strip club if you just show that you're a touring band on tour.
God,
And I'm
those
like,
guys were so cool.
that's so badass, dude. I'm like, that's just
I always think, man, I'm like, how different things would be if, none of that bad shit ever happened to those two guys. But
yeah,
we all got our paths, I guess. But
yeah.
Dimebag, man, if you guys have time, there is a really, really cool Pantera home videos, I think, are all on YouTube. Those are amazing. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
watch those and see what this band was doing when they weren't playing music, this shows all their backstage antics. This shows what they do. I mean, anything from lighting off bottle rockets and Roman candles at people in the tour bus when they're sleeping to like just copious amounts of booze, hotel rooms getting fucked up, and they're getting it all on camera because Dime would record it all on his camcorder, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
really well filmed considering it's a fucking super drunk and high group of guys that are just.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what it reminds me of? It's like a band doc mixed with CKY. Like it's
Yeah.
just crazy antics, a bunch of other young rock stars that you'll recognize. Well, dude, there's one part of the Pantera home video where I guess they were hanging out with Tommy Lee. Molly Crew was there, but Tommy Lee had his long hair, and Phil just shaved his head, and you could see his tattoo on his head, and then you see Tommy, and they're drunk, and then they shave Tommy's head,
Yeah.
and then Tommy's bald, and they're all getting fucked up hanging out. But it's just like, man, like it's so fucking cool. Like I've always been super starstruck with the like '90s and '80s era. I've
Mm-hmm.
always kind of that's kind of what was nice about our 2000s hardcore
Mm-hmm.
was even though I don't consider myself like a hardcore kid. Um, that hardcore movement was really, really, it wasn't quite as big, but it was kind of like our thrash movement.
Yeah.
Like all our kids, all the kids our age, that's what we were doing. We're going to the shows on the weekends. We were
Yeah.
hanging out. It was like flyers for shows, just like how it was in the 80s, dude. There still were
Mm-hmm.
flyers, and they handed them out. I remember that was a big deal. I think every high school probably had somebody on a street team of some sort because
Yeah.
somehow flyers would get everywhere.
Yeah.
I remember flyers are so cool. Like sometimes they print them out on different colored paper
Mm-hmm.
or just be white, but it would always be like super. Who was the production company? It was always like Pinup or
The
something.
pinup production, and then the other one was called I know pinup is still huge because my buddy Joel, he still runs it. That's still going on like forever. The other one was called Bane, Bane, the Bane production.
Not related
The
to the band, right?
No, but it was like taken from there. So pinup did more of like pop punk and like the screamo and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And Bane did more of the like straight hardcore. Oh, and there's another one. I think it was called like the Satellite, or it was called like it was a different production. And I remember that production team. They're the ones who brought Under Oath to play at like the
Oh,
Cave, like at the height of like Under Oath, like
there
when
were
they were like
some
touring for their
big
only
names
chasing
that came through
safety.
there.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
dude, we got like, I mean, All Shall Perish wasn't a huge name, but they were kind of cool because they were Oakland and they were kind of blowing up at the time. And
Yeah.
First Blood was cool because They were kind of blowing up,
Hardcore.
and
Yeah.
wasn't the bassist from Terror in that group or something like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So they kind of already had a following because Terror people are. I mean, Terror's like one of the biggest. Them and Hatebreed are probably at the time were probably the two most popular hardcore bands, I think.
Yeah. They were definitely like the
Yeah.
front faces
And then for like NorCal,
for
it was
that
like
genre.
Hoods.
Yeah.
Hoods was huge.
So First Blood and yeah, Hoods was
Yeah.
still huge, man.
The
Still like
Ghetto
a
Blaster record is
big
really
deal.
good. The
Mhm.
King is Dead record is super good. There's a song called Ernie Cortez.
Mhm.
God, that's a good song. And I don't think
Um
Mike Hood sings on that record, but I think he usually does in that band, but I don't think he sang on The King is Dead.
yeah, I just remember they did that track to hate on the guy from Victory Records while they were still on Victory.
Oh
Um
yeah, that's
I'm
very
sorry,
short
Dad, I
stint they
hate
were
you.
on
Yeah.
Victory. Oh, that
But
was The
every
King is Dead.
yeah, but every time you
Take it back, you
deck
fuck
you
us once
fuck us once
again.
again, the king is fucking dead.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, and it's just a breakdown. Oh,
Yeah.
that song is so
Oh,
heavy.
the Warriors, dude. We can't remember
Yeah,
the Warriors.
set the
Also, they were also
stage.
on Victory. Yeah, dude.
Set the
I told you.
stage. The ambush
The ambush
begins.
begins. Yeah, dude. I still think it's awesome. I think I shared a story like when we spend the night over at their guitar player's house of the Warriors.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when I went on tour with Maya,
Oh,
right?
right, right, right,
We
right,
stopped.
right.
Yeah, and I was like, after like a couple of hours, I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I gotta tell you, the Warriors is fucking the shit. Well, they did a mini sting of shows back in February,
Yeah.
and I saw him over here in Santa Cruz, and it was great. It was Terror and the Warriors, so it was fucking a lot of hardcore
Oh,
dancing
yeah.
and punching. Um, so, but yeah, like I saw the guitar player Javi, and I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, Javi? I'm Danny, blah blah blah. He's like, oh, fuck yeah, hell, I remember you. We started talking about, the Get Up Kids and shit, and then the
Yeah.
singer came out, and he also remembered me because we stayed at his house also up in when he was living in Washington. So that was kind of cool. And we talked about baseball we talked about baseball, and it was cool because I'm like, fuck, like 2003, 2005, Danny would have been so like, no, this guys are not your
Yeah.
fucking homies. And now I'm like, no, we're legit talking about baseball and saying how much we fucking hate the Astros and and all this shit, dude.
You're like, and everyone still hates the Astros now.
Yeah, fuck the Astros still. But yeah, that was a good show. Like I'll at first I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna get my ass beat at this show. Just because not because I'm gonna get jumped or something, but fucking terror.
I know what you mean. There's
Like
a
the
lot of
whole place
machismo.
is gonna get
Yeah, yeah,
destroyed.
yeah.
It was at the
Catalyst? Hope you froze.
the veterans hall
Oh, like a VA hall or something?
or something.
Hmm. And it keeps wigging out.
Yeah, it's called the veterans hall. Playing shows there for a while. Kind of died on you now. Okay, I'm back in. I'm good now. Yeah,
Yeah, you're
Wi-Fi.
good. It's funny
All
when
right.
when you caught up, it like sped you up like the end of a radio commercial. You're like, all these things are brought to you by may lead you to have diarrhea. Thank you. No, but I heard what you said. It was like a veterans
No, and
hall, Santa
it was
Cruz.
I thought I was gonna get my ass beat or something, and then like I'm like, fuck, I wonder who's gonna be here, dude. I'm not even in. I'm like a block away from the venue, and who's the first people I see is our fucking peeps, fucking Aaron, Curfew,
Oh yeah,
all those fools, and they're like, hey, of course they can never call me Danny or something. Hey, fucking puto, and I'm like, what?
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
fuck, this guy's like, what's up, Danny? You gonna dance? Stop being a little bitch, Danny. You're gonna dance. I'm like, I'm not gonna get my ass fucking beat
They're all
at
really.
this show.
They're like,
And
really,
I just took on
dude.
my ass beat actually.
No.
I'm a really dude right now. No, but no, I was while the Warriors were playing their last song, I didn't remember, like I forgot where the fuck I was.
Yeah.
And some guy was coming close to me and he doing the windmills or something.
Right.
And he didn't punch me, but he hit like my hat.
Uh huh.
And as it went down and when it kind of broke my glasses, like not this one's but other pair, they kind of folded up
Yeah.
and it sliced me a little bit in the top of the nose. So I remember like I didn't get punched, but like it was like the after effect of like hitting the hat and the glasses, and I got cut. And I remember like covering my head, and curfew was luckily right next to me. So curfew kind of pushed them off, and then of course the whole next thing you know, fucking East San Jose is like having my back out there.
Yeah.
Like Aaron was out there, and then like all the I forgot who's. I think his name is Joel. It's some really skinny guy with like a fucking perf stash. Also, really skinny, kind of tall guy, super quiet guy. I forgot his name. I
Sure.
met him. He's a nice guy. Met him several times, but yeah, they're all having my back, and I'm like, oh, San Jose still loves me,
No,
even over in
dude,
Santa
you
Cruz.
can't
Yeah,
leave it. It's part of you forever, man.
yeah,
But I was
dude.
gonna say it
So
would have been
yeah,
funny if you
it's
rolled up there and they were like, "Why? Oh man, really? Newfound Glory? They're not even heavy." No, would have been funnier if I said it when we were talking about
I
it.
should have worn my
It
Newfound
just was
Glory
like
shirt.
3 minutes later.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And like I still were wearing the same. I was wearing like a new. I was wearing a Fall Out Boy shirt, and they're like, "Hey, you fucking fag, you still listening to Fall Out Boy? They're not even fucking heavy,
Dude, I heard John Mayer plays guitar for him. Pussies.
fucking pussies. They're friends with John Mayer. They're not even.
He's
He's
like,
not even hardcore
all they want
either.
to do is sing
Well,
songs about
he's a good
daughters.
musician, and your body's a wonderland.
Yeah, I don't. Why don't you fuck off, John Mayer?
Your body is a wonderland. I
Dude.
remember. He did a cover of "Don't Let Me Down." A couple years back, they did something for the Beatles on CBS,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
and he came out playing that song, and I'm just like, fuck, this fool's fucking killing it right now on guitar.
Oh,
Um,
dude, he does. Oh my god, you want to see something sick of John Mayer? It's at the Michael Jackson Memorial Benefit. He
uh-huh.
does a cover of Human Nature,
Mm-hmm.
but it is Michael Jackson singing parts, but he does it all on guitar like a solo
Uh-huh.
over just the rhythm section of that song. Oh my god.
So
It is
good.
one of the
Yeah, I'll see
most,
it.
regardless of what you think about Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
First of all, I like that song, but when you hear that version, look up John Mayer, Human Nature. Oh my God. Gives you chills just because the circumstances of what he's doing, playing his heart out at a memorial where everyone is going to judge you and you have to play perfect. And then everyone's just like, oh, great, you're playing a Michael Jackson song. How interesting is this going to be? You and everyone else.
Yeah.
So it's cool when someone can make something their own and while still having it be recognizable and pay homage. And John Mayer is
Mm-hmm.
amazing. I've always been a
He,
fan of his, and I'm happy to say that I'm happy that I stuck it out with him because I used to catch a lot of crap. It wasn't always
yeah.
cool to like John Mayer.
Yeah. No, the guide's good. Yeah, the
Yeah.
guide's good. I'm not gonna say I'm a fucking 100%. Oh, I'm the number one fan
Yeah.
or something. But every now and then, like I'll throw him up on hit random, and all those tracks are freaking amazing tracks. Very well.
Oh, dude. No, they're
It's
great.
doing it what? Okay,
A
man.
little bit, but you're good.
Hmm.
I think it recorded it all. It's just the internet's being weird.
Dude.
Shows I have a very stable connection, yet says I have an unstable connection. I don't know.
Make up your fucking mind.
I blame I blame the mainstream media. Um no, but like, dude, John Mayer is amazing, and it's like you just gotta find music that speaks to you. Like that's all it is. Music isn't about what makes you look cool. Yeah, it was coincidental that we went to the cave and we hung out with people when we were young, and it was a scene and it was
Mm-hmm.
a social thing. But it more or less was also just where we were in our lives. Like we
Yeah.
were at that age where we were going to parties, we were socializing, we were looking for love, we were looking for chaos, and we were finding it all. And
Yeah.
it's crazy that
Yeah.
music. So it's weird that I learn about people that don't have such a big like. relationship with music, and I just love. Most of my friends and all my friends that I have a connection with, we all share this love for music, and it's truly just a special thing to help us get through like
Hmm.
tough times. And it's like
Oh,
good times, bad
absolutely.
times, it's always here for you, and it's always, in my opinion, sometimes the best therapy is just turn on a song. And
Hmm.
you know what's weird is you may know a song so well, you may even know the lyrics, but sometimes you don't always understand the lyrics, and you'll
Yeah.
go and you'll listen to a song and you'll be like, damn, this is a good song. This is really, I'm
Yeah.
really connecting with it this time. And sometimes it's weird. It could take 1,000 listens maybe before you realize, wow, this meaning, this is how, wow, I've never really listened to what he's talking about in this song. It's always just kind of been the rhythm or just singing along, but never really truly soaking it in, and
Yeah.
that's what's the beauty of it is these people put how vulnerable they are, and then you just kind of can interpret it and creatively enjoy it.
Oh, dude, 100%. I'll tell you which album that is for me, and
What?
that's Linkin Park's Hybrid Theory.
Okay.
Um, a year ago, dude. Well, while I was going through it, through my depression and like second guessing everything I've ever done and convincing myself that I wasn't worth shit.
Yeah.
Like I remember going on drives and just to listen to music because that was like therapeutic for me. Like driving is very relaxing, very therapeutic.
Yeah.
And then when there's no traffic, of course,
Right.
when it's just like the open road and you just put like an album or something and you're gonna listen to the whole album. And I remember putting on Hybrid Theory and I listened to Paper Cut, their first opening track on that album.
Right.
The
God.
chorus goes, "It's like a paranoid,
Oh yeah.
watching over my back. It's like a um," and listening to the lyrics for the first time that Mike Shinoda talks about, like I'm getting goosebumps as I thinking about it because for the first time I was able to relate to it. Like I finally understood what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like the I think the pre-chorus is like the face like the face that's in my eyes, face that it
Mhm.
watches everything, about having that paranoia or having that anxiety kind of like
Yeah.
making you
Looming
doubt
over you.
yourself. And I was like, oh shit, like I get it. Same thing with like crawling. Like I hear crawling now and I can't even listen to it. I start crying because one, I can relate to it, and then two, like I hear it reminds me of Chester going through so much pain and dealing with depression and insecurities. And this is a very successful, very good looking man, successful, rich, talented, whatever, and he's still suffering,
Well, I mean, I think
insecurities.
those demons probably got worse with the
Oh,
fame and the money.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So
But there's a
him,
conspiracy with his death that I don't
yeah,
necessarily need to get
with
into, but I
yeah,
may or
with
may not
with our boy.
I may or may not with Chris Cornell, right?
Yeah.
I may or may not believe it. I kind of believe it.
I don't want to say anything.
Yeah,
It's
me
just the
neither.
connections
But
are
just
very interesting,
very interesting.
especially if you look at the people who quote unquote. I shouldn't say that.
Because
I'm sorry.
isn't the argument that someone connected with Chester that was in another band that you
Yeah,
know who I'm talking about
yeah,
was had some information or some unflattering things to say about a certain group of political people?
yeah. Okay, so my conspiracy. It might be the same conspiracy we're thinking about here,
Yeah,
but one musician who took his life tragically
right.
was writing a documentary
Uh huh.
about what's it called, underage sex trafficking
Yes.
uh in the big ranking, one percenters,
Uh huh.
politicians and stuff.
Yeah.
So this person was in it. This person asked Chester to write like music for it or to produce it or help him be a part of the project,
Uh
which
huh.
Chester said, yes, you're my boy and
Yep.
this is something near and dear to my heart. I want to do something about this. Now, according to what I've read or from what I understood, I might be just making this shit up also. Uh our Kate Spade, the lady who used to
Dude.
make
Oh yeah.
she
Okay. Keep going.
she was one of the. She was giving money to fund the project.
Wait, the Good Project.
Yes, the good
Okay,
project.
good, good. I'm so glad you
Okay,
said that because Steph loves Kate Spade, and I'm like,
okay,
no,
no.
no.
And then also heard that our beloved chef, Mister oh God, hold on, I got his comic book right here. Where's Anthony Bourdain?
Right, right.
He was also another celebrity
Dude,
putting
I
money,
mean, and you know
and then
what's, yeah, and what?
they all committed
That's
suicide
what I'm saying. And
in
there's
like week span. Yeah.
a week, and also the circumstances were odd.
Yes.
It wasn't like, and I'm not, look, okay, I know people are gonna be like, wait, well, you know, how many suicide cases have you dealt with? Was there always conventional evidence? That's true.
No. Okay.
But they were all very like somewhat questionably they questionably were, you could say they could have been staged. And 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 there's situations most of the time when there is suicide or something like that where there's clearly no way you can even argue something was staged.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's obviously like physical signs. And anyway, without getting into all that, it's just cool to know that you were totally hip to what I was talking about
Yeah.
because yeah, I'm one of those crazy people. I believe, you know, ever since I was a young kid, and I mean, I've always been I believed in aliens. I've always
Same.
been this like, I believe in ghosts. I believe
Same.
in all these things I don't understand or can comprehend just because, and that's the thing, just because, yeah, like you don't need to understand something to believe in it. I don't completely understand how all the shit that works in this world that helps us survive at this very moment works, but I know what's happening at this moment. So,
Yeah.
but you know, it's just like I'm a natural skeptic, and I just don't believe our information anymore. So this is somewhat of a tangent, but I got to look up sources. I got to look up multiple sources. I got to look up and go on like forums that aren't credited, because our credited news outlets are really almost, you could make a really strong argument that they're not credited anymore either. So it's a strange time, man, and it sucks when your heroes are um I don't want to say that they're above what was deemed as the way they died, but,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying I shouldn't believe it and can't, because anyone is capable of being in that situation. It is just kind of very, very convenient that all these people that were connected just decided to kill themselves. And then it's just like, it's just so convenient. Like Jeffrey Epstein, he wasn't
Mm-hmm.
cool with them. He also killed himself. It's just very, very convenient that people that know a lot of information are killing themselves. So
Yes.
it's kind of like, I wish people would. I'm not saying people need to jump in and agree and drink the Kool-Aid that we're serving up here, but what I am
Yeah.
saying is it would be nice if we had a little more free thinkers in the world that kind of just thought, instead of eating up the slop that gets served to me every day at 6 p.m. on on the news, maybe I
Mm-hmm.
could actually try and internalize some of this and think about it for myself and figure out what I think is real, and not just always slopping it up like some pig at a farm. Like,
Yeah.
use your brain, man. Do some thinking. Like, you know, we all have people that we follow that I'm sure have been or has been involved with something kind of creepy like what we're talking about, where you get high up in the ranks, and you know, you start changing things, and things start
Yeah.
changing. You start hanging out with certain people, and you got to start making choices now because you're more impressionable, and you're a powerful person.
Yeah.
It's all very odd, and that's why if we ever got, I've said this and I'll say it again. Give me all the riches, keep the fame,
Mm-hmm.
because if you look at what fame does to people, sure, the glory's great. I mean, God, dude, you imagine how cool it'd be to be like Elvis, or to be
Yeah.
like John Mayer, Eddie Van Halen, like the guys we're talking about, or
Yeah.
one of the Beatles. Yeah, that's so cool, dude. But you know what? you can never really go and do things anymore.
Yes. Yes.
I
Okay.
like not. I like when people don't know who I am.
Yeah. When you're Joe Nobody.
Can you imagine just
S-
doing an errand and then someone's got to bother you, sign
like
something?
like when Kobe Bryant passed away,
Yeah.
um, which was great. It's a sad day, but it's also a great day for me because I remember that day I was in Disneyland
Uh huh.
and everybody was talking about, Kobe passing away in LA, of course. Right. I was in shock too. I was like, dude, fucking Kobe. Like, I'm not a basketball fan or something, but I'm like, dude, that
Right.
sucks. And the way he died was so
Oh,
tragic. And it was
tragic for
still
sure.
fresh. Literally an hour later, as I'm holding my overpaid iced coffee, my Starbucks iced coffee in the churro, I run into Mark Hoppus of Blink 182.
Dude, how do you
Uh,
always run into famous people? That's
dude,
crazy.
the fucking greatest day of my life, dude. He was just him by himself with his wife, no security, just Joe Nobody, just hanging
Yeah.
out. And that's actually another album that sets me back, the Blink 182 Untitled album. It's celebrating 17 years today.
It's the pink and
Um,
blue one with the face on it, right?
yeah, it's the one with the smiling face with the
Yeah.
song like
X
feeling this
eyes.
and
Oh yeah.
oh
Feeling
yeah.
this is a cool song.
Yeah, that very good album and great songs, all of them. But I'm running into Mark Hoppus, and I took a picture with him, and he was so kind enough to tell his wife, like, "Oh, go ahead, hon. I'll catch up in a minute."
Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
he told his wife, like, "Oh, like let me talk to this guy really quickly." And
Dude.
I'm talking like, and I went up to him like, dude, Mark, I'm so sorry to bother you, dude, but do you mind if I take a quick picture with you? I'm such a huge fan. It's like, of course, dude, yeah, hell yeah. And he's like, "Where you from?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm from San Jose." He's like, "Oh yeah, I love the Bay Area." I'm like, "Yeah, the first time I saw you, man, I was like 12." Fucking, I was shaking and super like nervous, but like,
Dude, that's so
start
cool.
talking about like drinking coffee, coffee and churros in Disneyland. Like that's the only reason we go to Disneyland, and then talking about Kobe passing away, and just like really enjoying like taking advantage of the now rather than
Right.
saving everything for the future. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I have a time to do that in the future. I'm like, no, take the time right now, do this right now, and just live at the moment because you don't know what's gonna happen in the next 5-10 minutes. So that was really cool of him, um, about that. But when Kobe passed away, like I remember my parents even knew who the fuck Kobe was, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
did you hear about Kobe? And I'm like, I didn't even know you fucking knew basketball, Dad. But
But I mean, he's
yeah,
been a
like
star for like 30, 20 years almost.
yeah, so it was crazy, like, and I never realized how young he was. Like the dude was maybe only 40,
Yeah.
41 or something. He was pretty young, and I forget that he started his career when he was 18. So
Yeah.
of course he
Some of these
was.
guys don't even go to college.
Yeah, he I think it was the last straight out of high school into college or into the professionals players.
Well, I think the last one was LeBron, right? Or one of the
I think
last
so,
ones.
one of those. Um, but yeah, and then I remember like everybody used to just say Michael Jackson was a fucking nutcase for doing weird shit, but like it makes sense. Like I remember reading an article, like somebody was saying like, "Oh, look at this fucking nutcase! Like he rents out a whole like Michael Jackson used to rent out like supermarkets, like
Yeah.
Lucky's or something." And then like he will hire actors to be pretending like they're customers so that way Michael can go and do grocery shopping with people in there, but no one would be no one would bother him.
Like I get it and I respect it to a point, but it is still kind of
Yeah,
weird.
yeah, it is weird, but I get
But
it. I'm
not
like,
like
dude, Mike
but that's definitely not the weird thing you should be questioning him for.
about Michael Jackson. Yeah,
Of all the
no,
things.
but I'm
Yeah.
from all
Not
the
you.
things,
I'm
but
not
I'm
saying
like,
you. I'm just saying in general.
in general. No, but I'm like, dude, I mean, the kid has been in front of a freaking TV.
Oh,
He's been
dude.
in American Eyes since he was like 5 or 6.
Yeah, super young. And
Like,
he was the spotlight then too, when he was the
yeah.
kid.
And then from there, when he went on to solo project, he got even bigger,
He was
superstar.
I mean,
Like,
he outsold the Beatles, the Eagles. I mean, Thriller is one of the highest selling albums of all time.
still to this day.
Still. That
Um,
Back in Black and like the Eagles' greatest hits or something are like the top 3 sold albums or something.
yeah. Um, so it's just weird, and like, yeah, you like once you put in that perspective, I'm like, yeah, that dude just wanted to know how to feel. Like he just wanted to be normal. He didn't want to be like Michael Jackson, the superstar, where everybody's fucking wants this autograph and picture. He just wants to know how it felt to do normal, like not get the fame. Just go and do laundry or go and do shopping for yourself, and nobody is bothering you because you're just some regular schmug.
Well, and that's the creepy thing with him is he never knew what that was like. It wasn't just like,
Exactly.
oh, I used to know. It was like, no, he never. I don't
Yeah.
remember anything before the age of 5 that well. So he
Yeah.
realistically pretty much was like, yeah, this is my life in a recording
Yeah.
studio, dealing with adults all the time. I mean, that was the one thing about him that I always fell for was like, he never had a childhood. So I
Mm-hmm.
kind of always understood his obsession with it.
Yeah.
But I never, and even to this day, it's all very creepy and odd, and I don't know what to believe, and
Yeah.
it seems one thing, and there's even a conspiracy about that too, but those get deep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
um, I kind of, I mean, I think we definitely touched on a lot of cool options, memories with our music.
Absolutely, man. And we can go on forever when it comes down to music.
We could, and I wanted to wrap this up with something that's pertaining to this following week because this will
Sure.
be coming out Monday before Thanksgiving. So I figure this will be our pre-Thanksgiving episode. Just a real quick wrap up. Just make it easy. One or two of your favorite dishes for Thanksgiving that your family does. It's just your
Mm-hmm.
favorite.
All right. So, it's funny because I literally just answered this question for my school,
There you
but
go.
I'm always been a sucker for like the regular, like the turkey, like the
Right.
whole baked turkey, and also like ham. I
Yeah.
love, but specifically like leftover like turkey breast and turkey and
Uh,
ham. Just fucking make sandwiches for like the
oh,
next week.
dude.
That's
That is
fucked.
that is one of the most
Amazing
perfect
shit, dude.
answers.
Yes, not even like, oh, with the stuff. No, fuck that with the mess. No, fuck that. I'm talking about the day after.
Yeah, yeah,
Fucking
yeah.
carve that shit. So that's the one thing. And then, dude, I'm a fat kid, so I'm all about the desserts, the apple pies, the
Mhm.
pumpkin pies, the cheesecake, the
Oof.
pumpkin cheesecake pie. Oh, all
Oh,
that shit. I love that
Jesus.
shit.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
the next morning with a little cup of coffee, you got yourself a little fucking,
Little cake,
you
little
know, a
pie.
little piece of pie or cake, and you're just
Eating
like,
like
ooh.
Tony Soprano. You little pie in the morning.
Yeah, dude.
How many days can you do that? You got to live it
Dude, I
up.
definitely do it. I mean, after Thanksgiving, definitely do it for like 5 days straight, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, all right,
Like, I'm never
that's it.
eating pie at breakfast again for another
And then here
year.
comes Christmas, and then
Time
I'm
for
doing it over again.
more.
Time for more. But yeah, dude, like not even the turkey or the ham freshly made. It's all about like the day after, where you kind of like put in the microwave and fucking heat it up,
Oh,
or
yeah.
like, or if you want to be fancy, put it like in the fucking pan and stir it up and just make like a fucking sandwich out of it. So fucking
That was the perfect
delish.
answer, Danny. You're a man after my own heart. Leftovers. God, I
Yes.
love that.
What about
My
yours, dude?
family always does the traditional route.
Mm-hmm.
I love the moist stuffing,
Yeah.
the one that was in the bird.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's dense. It's so much more flavorful than just. I mean, because it is box stuffing, but it's soaked. It was cooked in the turkey,
Yeah. So it
and it's
sucks
just
up all the
the inside of the
juices. Yeah.
turkey tastes good now. Then the stuffing tastes good.
Yeah.
Um, and then I'm gonna go with. I mean, obviously mashed potatoes and gravy. It's got to be brown gravy. It's got to
Yep.
be homemade mashed potatoes too, not that KFC bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dad started doing this when we were younger, but deep fried turkey is what's up, dude.
Bro, say I've never had deep fried
And I've
turkey.
done it before. So one of
Mhm.
these years, we just need to do it. I'll have you
Yeah.
come up. Maybe I'll borrow my dad's turkey fryer, or maybe I'll just buy one. But by the way, those things are super sketch. Like,
No, I don't trust. I see
no,
so
no,
many
it's
videos.
okay. It's just people are retarded. So
Yeah,
you have a giant vat of oil. You don't want the oil to overflow because you also have a propane tank with a burner with an open flame,
yeah,
blue flame that sounds like a rocket engine underneath the tub. So if you have overflow of oil and an open flame, well, you can figure
you're
the
gonna
rest out.
have a bad
It's
time.
very easily avoided. Basically,
Yeah.
the main thing is like don't overfill the oil, which is easy because
Mm-hmm.
you go like a little less than half. But
Mm-hmm.
because I did it once, and then the other key component is not dropping in a frozen turkey
Yeah.
because some people are hella dumb and they'll drop all this shit in either too quick or when it's too cold and it has a chemical reaction and that shit'll just plume and then your
Yeah.
oil goes up and then it falls on the fire and boom, your house is burnt.
Yeah, because water and oil don't mix.
Nope, it just spreads.
Yeah, and oil is I think oil will automatically rise up, so it won't be allowed to go down. So of course
Yeah.
it's just it's just
Very
recipe for
easily
disaster.
avoided though. It's just because once again, when you don't educate, and that's the thing, if you haven't done it before, you're going to be a little nervous. I remember the first time I did it, my dad gave me directions, told me how to do it, but he wasn't there to show me.
Hmm.
So I was a little weary. I knew I wasn't going to kill myself or burn the house
Yeah,
down cuz it's you got common sense.
but you had Steph across the street with the important things of the house already, just in case.
Oh yeah, she was in the house. I was one outside with the rubber gloves on, but
Yeah.
like my arms wouldn't burn, just the rest of me.
Arms, we saved the arms.
Like, oh,
He's
well,
okay.
I might need a few skin grafts, but the arms are good.
We'll get off his ass. He'll
I
be
mean,
okay.
maybe I could have put some sunblock on, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I always wanted deep fried turkey because they say oh it's so moist and so good, and I love anything fried is always
And
fucking delicious.
and you know what else is so good?
What?
The skin.
Fuck, I was just gonna say, is it
I
like the
love the
really
skin
crispy?
because it's so
Yeah.
crunchy and crispy, and
Yeah.
then when you peel it off, you can crunch it and eat it, and then it's juicy. Oh, I know I'm a
That,
fatty too.
that's just remind me of like chicharron or
Oh
something. That's why I
yeah,
love
dude.
chicharron, dude.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
dude.
like, and that's what I love about the Filipino food too, because they do like the lechon, and you know what I'm
Hmm.
talking about, like when you get the when it's
That's
crispy
the
and crunchy,
the
and then you get the juicy pork meat to go. Oh
yeah, that's
god,
the whole roasted pig,
the
right?
whole pig.
Dude, in my town in Mexico, we do one same thing. We call it puerco echado, which is literally just means pig laying down. But yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
like it's oven roasted, and yeah, same thing. Like you'll ask for tacos, and they just don't even separate. They just fucking cut the
Just
whole
kind of,
thing.
yeah, fuck it.
You even have little fragments of bone, but it's
Yeah.
been so fucking cooked that you're just like
Oh, it doesn't matter.
it doesn't matter. But yeah, you get like the crunchiness of the skin, and then like just the tender meat, and you're just like you eat, and there's all fucking grease coming down, and you're like, oh my god, it's fucking
So fucking
delicious.
delicious.
Fuck, dude.
I don't. Steph's got aunties who eat the eyeballs. Do you have family members that eat the eyeballs?
I'm pretty sure my family's pretty hick down there, so I'm
Fuck
pretty
yeah, I
sure.
love that. I love that shit. Like
So
I don't know if I do
I
it,
don't
but
fuck with that.
I
Yeah.
love seeing family get down like that.
Yeah, no, I got like family who fucking like loves like the fish heads,
Fuck yeah.
like
Oh
they
yeah.
love like super hick ass like parts of like the animal, and I'm just like no, dude,
No,
that's
I know because we're super like American, but like it's
yeah.
so cool. I love when people are in their element, you know?
Yeah.
And like you'll see them and you'll know, you could tell like they were kids and like me and you were eating like Totino's pizza rolls and they were eating pig eyeballs.
Yeah, and they're
Like,
like, "Oh, this is
no, it's good. Do you
delicious."
want some? And it's like,
Yeah,
no,
this is the best fucking part. I'm like,
those are for
ugh,
you.
no,
Yeah.
fuck you.
Like
Like,
I'd try it because like there's been some dishes I've tried of Steph's family.
yeah,
There's a dish called dinaguan, which
mm-hmm.
is I forgot the cuts of meat. It's probably like I want to say almost like liver, and it's cooked in pig's blood, and garlic or something. And I know it
Mm.
doesn't sound appetizing at all, but it tastes
Yeah.
pretty good. And then
Uh-huh.
the thing, okay, so Steph doesn't like it, but it's called chocolate meat. That's like the definition of what it's called, but it's like
Okay.
black. I know I'm not selling it on you, but
No,
it's like
as soon as you said that, I kind of have an idea what it is. Do you mind if I guess what it is?
what?
I imagine it's like a pudding, but like
Uh,
kind of like
it's more like
or
a
kind of like a
soup.
mousse.
It's more like
Like
no,
it's like a soup.
it's more like a soup.
Oh, okay.
And then you
But
put it like over
obviously,
rice.
okay, then never mind,
It's
because
not as gross, but it's still, but it's black. And I even asked
uh
them all, "Is this blood?" Because I already knew that when
yeah,
you cook blood, it turns black.
yeah,
But they were like, "Yeah, it's pig's blood," and I was like, "All right, fuck it, I'll try some. I don't give a shit.
yeah,
Like, whatever." And dude, I liked it. And then Steph was like, "I'm all, hey, I like this," and she's all, "That's cool." She still didn't like
It's like
wanna. She's all,
no,
"I don't give a shit." Like,
yeah,
nope, don't like it. Don't want to
yeah,
do it. But I'm like, dude, there's some stuff that you just gotta try. Like the stigma might be like shying you away, and it doesn't mean you have to
hmm
try it. But
yeah,
that's how I am. I like to because you might be missing out.
yeah. No, like my definitely I've tried like chicken heart and like
Yeah.
piece like the heart from different animals and like the brains and the tongue and the cheek and I just don't like it. The liver, I don't like
Wait, you
it.
don't even like the cheek?
No, dude.
Not even
No.
no, you don't even like the cabeza at all?
No.
Dang.
The thing for me, dude, it's all with the texture. If it's kind of like too gooey, I fucking lose it.
Do you think the cabeza's gooey though?
I don't know. I don't think
I think it just fucks with your head, huh?
yeah,
The
I'm
head
trying to
fucks with
think
your head.
I'm trying to think when was the last time I had cabeza, and I really can't think of it. But I remember cheek. Cheek is definitely it has a little like chewy, kind of slimy, kind of taste to it. Or at least
Yeah.
that's what I remember
Yeah.
about it. I might be wrong, and I
I don't know. I
apologize if I'm
liked it
wrong.
though. But I've even had tripa, in which you know what that fucking is. I had tripa
Yeah,
tacos, some of the best shit I've ever had. But then part of you still kind of
tripa.
you'll think about what it is, and you'll still kind of be like, "Fuck, not really into that."
Tripa, I'm like I can handle tripa, but the tribe, if you want to get, oh no, it's not tribe.
Yeah,
The intestine, if you want to be technical about it,
yeah.
has to be super crunchy. It has to be
No,
like
no, no. It
super
has to be
fried,
crunchy.
like
The
well
minute
cooked.
it's even remotely gooey, I want
Yeah,
to throw up.
yeah, exactly. And
Plus,
so,
I heard some places don't clean them right. Oh,
yeah,
can
no,
you imagine getting
no,
like a pebble? I heard some people get like rocks and shit.
yeah, I
I'd
can
throw
imagine.
up,
Just
dude. I'd never go back there
I'd be
again.
so fucking pissed, dude. And I think
I'd be
that's
like,
what
I paid
happened. Like,
$8 for this shit.
I think I had like a taco 35 once, and I was like, oh, okay, not bad, not
Yeah, yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Same
And then
thing with
something
like tongue
happened,
or
huh?
yeah, or like tongue
Fuck.
or cheek or something. Well, okay, and then like one just the texture or something wasn't there for me, and I'm like, nope, never again,
No, no, no. Yeah. Well, that's how it
never
was
again.
with escargot. It was the second time I tried it. The first time I tried it, I hated it when I was like 16. My parents were like,
Yeah.
"It's so good. It just tastes like garlic." I'm all, "No, it tastes like a fucking loogie with garlic on it." But so, because the
Are
texture
you
is
gonna
fucking disgusting.
fucking ignore the gooey part? Huh?
Yeah, I'm all. It's
So-
just like a nice stale hard loogie.
yeah,
Sell that on me. And
so
fucking French people. And me and Steph go on a cruise for our honeymoon, which by the way we've agreed we're probably never gonna go on a cruise ever again.
really, I've
But
never been on one, but
it's not that
after
the cruise itself was terrible. The people that go on cruises are absolute trash. And it's not that they're lower class, it's just the way they treat others.
yeah, I was gonna say,
It's
I'm pretty sure they feel
disgustingly.
so like
Oh,
entitled.
there was a woman who spilled food all over the dining hall, like the area,
Uh,
and just stood there and looked at it. Like it was just going to magically clean itself up and go away.
yeah,
So then one of the ladies comes by and just starts picking it up. I'm like, what the fuck? And the lady's still looking at her like, now she's looking at her like, good, you're doing what you should be doing.
yeah,
So then I was just like, nothing's being said. I'm all about like vibe and I can feel body language. And
yeah.
like, I was so annoyed. So then
Yeah.
I like got on the ground and I like kind of started helping her pick stuff up and like, you know, you're not supposed to help people do that, but I just made a rude ass comment. I was like, fucking I'm like, no, I don't think I cussed, but all. Man, it really sucks when people don't know how to like do basic things like carry food across a room and then I'm
Yeah.
just helping her clean up cuz I wanted to shame that lady and
Yeah.
I wanted to embarrass her, you
Yeah.
know, and even though I know it was for me and for maybe a
Mhm.
little for that person, but I knew that this person didn't give a shit about what me or what other people think about how shitty they're acting. It was just
Yeah.
like I was like, you know what, man, like me and Steph agreed, we're just like, this is just there's too much entitlement. But it was anyway, that was a segue. This was all about me eating escargot. So
Yeah.
fast forward to the part where I wasn't bitching about people on the boat and to
In
the
this
part where we're
cruise.
having a nice French dinner.
Mhm.
The dinner was amazing, but I decided to order escargot again. I wanted to give it a shot. I think it's been almost 10, it's been about 10, no, over 10 years. So, you know, palates change.
Yeah.
No. So this time I
Does it?
try it. Good flavor. Once again, the flavor's never been the problem. The good flavor. The problem is this time I bit into the escargot.
Mhm.
And I kept telling myself it was okay because I kept telling myself it was tortellini. Well, no,
Yeah.
it's tortellini. It's tortellini. And then when you think it's tortellini, I'm like, well, this really is good.
Yeah.
But then I bit into one of these little snail fuckers and something popped. And that's when I was just
Oh.
like, nope,
Nope.
nah,
Done.
I'm done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
done,
Like
man. I've
I've
tried it twice.
tried it. Nope.
I don't
Nope.
know what more I need to do,
No,
and I
I
don't
think
think
two
it's gonna
times.
happen.
I think two times is a good. The first time you weren't sure, so then you try it again just
No,
to
I was
confirm or
young.
maybe change your mind. If
Yep.
you had a good experience with it, maybe you try it third time, and then you'll make an assumption.
Yeah,
But
I
no,
think at this point, I'm just like, there's no logical reason for me to eat a snail.
yeah,
If I'm that hungry, I can go kill a dog or something. I mean,
hmm
just like, there's no survival tactic that tells me I need to eat this.
it's snail. Yeah,
It's 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 stupid. Like, you're not even like it's not even a poor person's food because it's not like a troll under a bridge is just eating snails all day long. Like anyway, it's just a silly thing. It's luckily a thing I can not like and it won't affect the rest of my life.
yeah. It's not like
I can get by with not liking snails.
yeah, yeah,
You know, it's not like I don't like pepperonis or tomato sauce or onions. Like everything has that shit in it. So I'm like, oh, that's good. But yeah, luckily there will not be any escargot at our Thanksgiving spread this year. I think it's just going to be the four of us. You know, we're just going to do something
hmm
small, and but I think we're still going all out on the food. I
You're
told
still
her,
gonna
I told her I
yeah.
wanted to grill something, but I'm
Oh
the only one who likes. Well, I think the boys like ham, but Steph doesn't really like ham. But I am also a ham person. It's got to be a whole ham roast though, because pre-cut and all that. Fuck that. You want those thick, nice,
hmm
good cuts of ham.
oh
Oh
absolutely.
yeah, and then you put it in with the turkey, and oh, it's good. Can't go wrong with any of that. But that's what I look forward to is being a gluttonous scumbag. I'm probably not going to drink anything at all this year because last year I got a little too drunk, if we remember that story. And
We do recall that story. Yes.
so this year I'm just going to smoke as much pot as I want, eat as much food as I want, um,
hmm
have a drink or two if I want, but don't. And that's the thing. I didn't have two kids yet. I was at my uncle's house. I wasn't the DD, so I
And
was able to get a
everything's
lot more. I was able to drink more. Things were a lot more fresh.
yeah. I
So
think
it's
so.
not going to be
Also,
the
it's a huge
same
thing.
year for me. It'll be better, but that's the funny thing, dude. Is everyone else's 2020's been fucked, and mine has been like. Besides the lockdown and annoying shit here and there, last year was kind of worse. So
Yeah.
I'm
A
doing
lot
okay.
I mean, yeah, a lot of shitty things happen in 2020 as far
Hmm.
as like people dying and like natural disasters and shit
Yeah.
like that. Absolutely. It's been a very bad year. But um like I was telling somebody this earlier today. I'm all this this lockdown or me going into distance learning was so fucking, I needed that so badly. It literally saved my career and saved my life.
Hmm.
I was able to work on myself rather than like stressing about being on campus. I was able to be
Right.
on through the motions. And I was telling this to my principal like maybe a week or two ago. I'm like, dude, like I'll set up, like I'll post my assignments or something,
Right.
and then I'll go back to sleep if I wanted to cry, if I feel like crying. I was fucking bawling in my room because no one, I was locked up in my room.
Yeah.
I was
No
working.
one's
No
gonna
one's
see
gonna
anything.
yeah. So I could just I was finally able to go through the motions without hiding from anyone or
Yeah.
anything like that. I was able to go to my walks slowly. I didn't start feeling as tired or anything, and it's just it really helped me out. It helped me out because I was still able to maintain myself financially. I was able to maintain my profession, and I was able to work on myself all at the same time. And like to have my principal come in and observe my class digitally and saying like, dude, you are not even the same teacher you were a year ago. I'm like, that feels so much great. Like, because I
Yeah.
feel comfortable finally doing it. Because yeah, dude, a year ago, me and you were, we didn't know this, but we were both a fucking wreck
Oh
emotionally,
yeah.
and everything was just a wreck. I remember, like, just thinking, like, being pissed off that I wasn't dead,
Yeah.
and that's a scary fucking
That is scary.
train of thought. Like, who gets angry that they woke up that morning, that there's nothing wrong with them and they're not fucking dead?
Yeah. I mean, it's
And
just you're going through a lot in your mind. And it's not that we're going through less now. I think we just kind of are dealing with things differently.
I think so. I think so too. And we're working on, we know where we were, and we know we never want to be in that
Yeah.
position again.
Hmm.
And so yeah, like I said this several times here, I don't think we ever get over our depression, our anxiety, our stress. We just learned how to coexist with it
Yeah.
and how to control it and not let it control us.
Hmm. Pretty much
um
like taming the beast.
yeah, just like, and yeah, just like earlier in the month and towards the end of last month, like I was going through the motions again and feeling it, and certain
Hmm.
dates linking with certain events and stuff like that. um I'm pretty sure that's what you're going through right now also, especially leading up to this major holiday next week.
Yeah, man. It's funny. I got over to kind of be a little quick on this. I got over the month of September. October is just a Halloween. And then I get about halfway through November, and I kind of am thinking to myself, I'm like, I'm cool. And then I kind of thought today, even on the way to work or last night, I've been really emotional this week, and I think it's because it's coming up on that year mark
Yeah,
for going to the old psyche ward, and even if you don't really outwardly communicate that something's fucking with you, it always finds a way to kind of come back in.
yeah,
And you'll notice it when it's already there. But I was like having a really good moment with my son, Champ, and in my head, I think I was just thinking because he started crying in the middle of the night, and I went out there to see what he was doing, and then he just wanted like some water, so I got him some water, and then I told him, okay, let's try and go to the bathroom, and then all this stuff, and then he was super chill, and then I just sometimes I think like whenever I get frustrated with my son, I always think like how my mom would want, how my mom would feel towards them. And, it's always like proud and happy and loving. So,
yeah,
like, one thing I always do with my son and my sons, once DJ's old enough, is I always tell them I love them. It's an important thing. I feel like kids need to hear that. And then, I just told him I loved him. I kissed him on his forehead, and just I almost started crying because then he just said, "I love you too, Dad," and
yeah,
it's like it was just like the main, it was the perfect thing to hear, and it just I was like, now I get it. I know I get it. Like when my mom says, would tell me all this stuff, but like I always think to myself, like I need to take all these moments for what they are because not only is my mom not here to experience it with them anymore as their grandma, but like what if I'm not here tomorrow?
Yeah.
I want to live. I want to live and enjoy all these moments. And it's just so special when you can share those moments with your family because
Mm-hmm.
those are people that are with you from the beginning and will be with you there till the end. And it's so nice. It's kids grow up so fucking fast too. So that was the other reason why I was sad. I was just like, man, you're like a big kid now. You're not even a baby anymore. And then
Yeah.
it's pretty soon you're gonna fucking think I'm a loser and not want to hang out with me because I'm old and I'm your dad. And it's
Yeah.
just like, man, you gotta enjoy all this shit while it lasts. And
Mm-hmm.
we complain that we want alone time and kids are annoying and but then like dude once they get older they're gonna get more annoying dude and then once they're adults you can't even stand them anymore. No, I'm
No,
just kidding. But then
that's true.
one
True
thing I'm
story.
looking forward to though is when they get older and then I can start hanging out with them and being being somewhat of a cool dad again because once kids get in their 20s they kind of get over that whole like I'm not cool with my parents thing. It's like
Yeah.
once you're in your like mid 20s you're like kind of like okay, I'm an adult now. I'm not like Fresh Prince jazz, parents don't understand era. I'm more like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm an adult. I got shit. I kind of get what you were doing back then. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all fun. It's all like I'm starting to see it from my parents' perspective. Like when I was that age, they were this age, and even though I look at my parents as being like these adults, like man, to think when I was 5 that they were in my age thinking what I'm thinking,
Yeah.
it's just kind of a mind fuck. But it's just a blessing thing to just remember. It's like the holidays, man. It can be a tough time. Just it's really important to spend the time with family and always remind and always bug your family about how much you care about them.
Yeah.
Don't let these things just go unsaid because one, if it sounds good in your head and you think you want to say it, but you're just shy for some reason or another, just say it
Yeah.
because you're immediately going to feel better and you're going to be really, really surprised at how much better you're probably going to make that other person feel as well.
Yeah.
Because people just don't outwardly say nice things really much anymore. And
No.
I feel like if anything like that's ever on your mind, you know, you're not about to open up your thesis in front of the dean. You got to just say what you mean, you know,
Yeah.
say what you mean and be a good person. And yeah, who cares what political party you belong to? It just doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we still got to pay taxes and we still got to go to work.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind while you're bitching about Trump or Biden or whoever you fucking wanted. Like, we're all still here and we're all still going to be here tomorrow. And we're all still going to be here in 4 years. So until we all figure out a way to work together and figure this out as a group of people instead of like this moronic society that we're in now,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of steps we got to take. And that's the thing, even on a grand level, people still don't get it. So I'm proud of us for trying to do this with ourselves on a personal level because
Hell
that's
yeah,
how
dude.
it starts. We gotta break the stigma and build ourselves up before we can start trying to like help others. I mean, you're already helping others with your teaching, and a
Thank
lot of
you.
this stuff is just very, in a way, similar because we're teaching ourselves and sharing it with
Yeah.
others. And it's pretty awesome that we get to do this once a week and just, I mean, talk to a friend. And,
Yeah. And it's just kind
I'm
of catch
happy.
up, see what's going on, and always fun remembering like little stories and little things here and there. Like I was listening to our episode from last week, and that was just fun listening to like talking about the gears and like the
Oh,
pedals and
yeah.
stuff like that. And because it's like, yeah, I remember the conversations about it. And then like a week the one Halloween where we went on a rant about Slipknot.
Uh huh.
And I'm like, that's just awesome because that's just as I think people need to understand that this is the type of conversations we were literally having, you know,
Oh yeah, when we
10,
first
15 years
met.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is literally the same conversations we're having 10, 15 years ago, and like in somebody's garage drinking, or like
Yeah.
and somewhere, going to a show, drinking.
Always underage. Well, at least I was. Just kidding. That was
Yeah,
an age joke, Danny. That was a mean
yeah,
one.
no, and it's funny because Juan did say, like, dude, that was kind of a creep, like, cause you're like 22 hanging out with a bunch
Your
of like,
brother's the
hey,
best.
yeah, Juan
Juan
is always
is
like,
he
Juan was like,
knows.
dude, you're a fucking creep if you think of it. It's like you're 22, 23 hanging out with like 18 and 19-year-olds, and I'm like,
Yeah, but it's not like you were macking on.
yeah, I'm like, I'm
Your
not like
brother's
I was freaking
hilarious.
buying him beer or something. I wasn't freaking being
God,
that creepy
Juan
old
is
guy.
so fucking funny.
Juan will fucking call you out on anything. He'll
Oh,
like
dude, he
look
doesn't
for
give a
one little
fuck.
small thing to jump on you and just freaking rip
Me and
on
him
you.
used to have so much fun in a Evergreen.
Yeah.
We used to always quote boat trip,
Ah,
the hole in one room.
is this? Do you know where I can get off quickly? You know where I can get off quickly in this
Yeah,
boat?
the
Oh,
hole in
try the
one
hole
room.
in one room.
God,
I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm starting to suspect that's not
yeah,
an indoor
a
driving range.
friend.
In
Yeah,
fact, I'm 100% sure it's not a trick.
was his name Horatio Sanz?
Sons,
Oh
yeah.
yeah, yeah, he's hella funny in that movie.
Oh, dude, that movie is just great.
Oh,
And Will Ferrell does a little cameo because he's the one who sold him the or like switched their
oh yeah,
ticket.
he's the travel agent.
Yeah, he's like, nobody makes fun of
Oh,
of
cause he's
my man.
gay.
And
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's
That's
like no one
right.
makes fun of my man.
Yeah, and then they like kiss each other.
Yeah.
God, dude, that was a good
Oh,
movie. Cuba Gooding
oh,
Jr.
oh,
And the
dude.
chick, I don't know what she is. She's Latin, but damn, she's
Yeah.
sexy. Oh,
Rocio Dawson. No, not Rocio Dawson.
no, no, no.
Eva.
She was
No, Eva. No.
no.
She also came
She,
on Rush
she
Hour.
got like a really strong.
Accent.
Sounds more. She sounds almost like Cuban.
Not Eva Mendes. Not Eva
No,
Longoria. Not.
she's so sexy though.
Yeah, she
Like
was a little
hotter than Ava
cutie.
Longoria and hotter than Ava Mendes. Even though I
Yeah.
wasn't, I used to be on a huge Ava Mendes kick, but
Oh man, but that movie Boat Trip is just so freaking good.
oh, it's a great movie, man.
It's
Cuba
so
Gooding Jr.
ridiculous good. Rosaline Sanchez.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
she's pretty.
she is.
She probably still
She
looks good.
she came on the Game Plan also. I remember them with The Rock.
That's the one where he plays football or something, right?
Yeah. And she is 47 from San Juan, Puerto
Oh, she's Puerto Rican. You
Rico.
know what that
Yeah.
means? She
She's
crazy.
crazy Puerto Rico. She probably listens to Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Do you know who that is?
I know Bad Rabbit. Bad Rabbits is like a funk band, aren't they?
Oh,
Bad
okay. Well,
Bunny.
this is Bad Bunny. This is reggaeton.
Oh,
That's a
okay.
whole other episode, dude.
Yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah.
Latin trap. So if you ever wanna, he's pretty much a big deal
I'll
as
check
far
it
as
out because I'm not really a Pitbull guy.
no,
Yeah.
this guy kills Pitbull.
Good.
He should.
No,
Good
and I should say
worldwide.
that. Like how Michael Vick used to kill pit bulls. No, it's whoa. That was hey, I pulled
Wow.
that joke out of 2008.
Wow. Peter's not gonna be happy with this episode today.
No,
No, fuck Peter.
they're gonna be really upset with the 12-year joke reference as well. I mean, 3 years from now, it would be free of the statute of limitations.
Yeah.
That's what we like to call a dad joke.
Yeah. That's a good one though.
No,
Wow.
it wasn't.
I
In
wasn't
fact,
expecting to take it there, but yeah,
yeah, poor old Vic.
yeah.
Sometimes Vicks doesn't fix everything. No, that doesn't make sense.
Mm-mm.
Kind of makes sense, but not really. There's no S in his name.
Not that time. Not that time.
At
It didn't
that
fix
time,
that.
he added it.
Yeah.
His middle
Not that time. It didn't work out for him.
Michael
that time.
Vapor Rub Vicks. That's so stupid.
Imagine if that was his middle name, Vapor Rub.
He just gets paid out.
Yeah.
Doesn't he
He's
have
just-
to?
He collects 1 year, 1 day of the year. He gets like a royalty check from the
The
fucking
announcers can't say his name because they don't want to pay him.
yeah. So Michael V. Your little
Michael
party.
V loves V's Vapor Rub.
Yeah.
And speaking of V's Vapor Rub, don't rub it on your crotch. And on that note, I think we are calling this a night.
I think so too.
It's late, but it's not as late as it usually is, and we need our beauty rest.
God knows I do.
God knows I do, girl. I don't know about you, but my feet are killing me after walking in those heels all day.
Ooh, those boots were made for walking.
And those pumps are making my feet bark.
Those bunions are just killing you right now.
Man, I got bunions the size of freaking golf balls. That's
Ooh.
disgusting.
That's not sexy. You probably need to go to the doctor and that.
I'm actually going to go milk them right now and then go to sleep.
Yum mo.
Oh, God. Well, that's what I do before I go to bed.
There you go.
Milk the buns, the bunions.
Air them out a little bit.
Get a little out. Let's massage them a little bit. Massage them. It sounds disgusting. And for all those out there listening, this is the end. This is the part where you think, wow, I did spend 2 hours and 27 minutes listening to them talk. And you did. And we appreciate it. But, if you really appreciate us, then go ahead and support the podcast. We got a link down below. You can go to Anchor. You can support us. You can send us an email. It's tfthpod@gmail.com. We, if you know a Nigerian prince, send him our way. We may or may not have a money order that we can make change for him. So
yeah,
we're
always willing to hear him out.
Yeah, and because fraud is not a concern of ours.
No.
The people being here for the people, that means more than any GoFundMe or any kind of, blank check or fraudulent check you could even write, I guess you should say.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, don't let other people sign your checks.
Yeah, that's the only thing. If you ever watch Heavyweights, that's the one thing you need to remember. Don't let nobody sign your checks.
Yeah, don't let anybody sign your checks.
Jesus
Christ. I love that. He's like, Jesus. And he's like crying. Oh.
Dude, another great movie, dude. Dude, Disney was just on a fucking roll.
That was a Judd Apatow movie. It was one of his first ones.
It was the first ones, yeah.
I think I'm just going to get really baked and watch that tonight. It's either that or Sopranos. Leaning Sopranos, maybe, though.
Oh, but come on. Tony Perkins is just a fucking amazing character.
Oh, he is. I mean, you know what? I just got to do both. I'll split screen it. And
at the same time.
It's so terrible. Watch Heavyweights and Sopranos, dude. I'm going to, not know anything of anything. Except I'll know.
Fucking contrast.
Yeah. Like, in one section, I got Lars dancing. And the other one, I got Tony Soprano feeding ducks. Like, I don't know what's going on anymore.
But you know what? I'm pretty sure you can watch Heavyweights without any sound, and you know
still
exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
You can still quote it.
Yeah.
You know exactly what's going on. What quote? What's the next one coming up? You know the whole damn thing.
One quick quote of Heavyweights that makes me laugh when he's like, when they find him in the bathroom eating the Whopper. And he's
yeah.
Where'd you get that? He's all, I found it. No one finds a fucking Whopper in the middle of the woods. God, I fucking love that.
Shit. Yeah.
That movie's good.
That's a great fucking movie, though, man. I love it.
Lars is probably one of my favorites.
Oh, it's okay. I got him in the Lars shouldn't
the
be
body system.
It's the body system. Body system. Buddy.
Oh, Nurse Julie. Maybe later you could give me a deep tissue massage.
No.
Yeah.
When they fucking kidnapped him and they ask him, are you ready to be
oh yeah,
like,
are you ready to be
free? And he goes,
ready to be one of us? Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, I'm ready to be your friend.
He's I am with you. I love you. I like the part where right before he says all that to them.
Yeah.
Do you remember that one line? They're like, "So Lars, we were looking at your file, and it turns out if you can't keep a job, you get deported."
Damn.
They were
And he's like,
they were blackmailing a
blackmailing them.
European
Yeah, dude.
immigrant so he would let them eat candy and dance at a fat camp.
With fucking
Oh,
when Josh comes back from like
they
getting
think he's
kicked
like,
out.
yeah, they think he's like brainwashed.
Yeah, and he's all, my family and I, we went to the Sizzler.
Sizzler.
We closed down the
Yeah,
place.
close the place down.
Closed the place down to the Sizzlers.
And he's all,
Oh man.
Josh was bad. Now Josh good.
All right,
I'm
Josh, step on the scale. Get off the scale.
get off.
Turn off the camera.
I like
Oh,
that he's
dude.
still smiling
Now I eat success for
for breakfast.
with a side of skim milk.
A bowl of skim milk. Yeah.
Great movie.
God, it's a good movie.
I might have to watch that too right now before I go to sleep.
Dude, watch it and then realize that it's still like all of Adam Sandler's friends, pretty much.
Oh
The
yeah.
camera guy is the dude that's in like all the Happy Madison movies. He was the dude from Grandma's Boy.
Yeah, he's Happy Gilmore's caddy.
Yeah. He's also
One of the gay lawyer friends
the
from
gay-
Big Daddy and shit.
He's also the gay roommate in Little Nicky,
Yeah.
the one that likes Chicago
yeah.
and Peps and Coke.
Yeah.
And he made his Cokes taste like Pepsi.
Yeah.
Did you drink
He
one
goes-
of my Cokes?
So, oh man, that's not even evil. He's like, and they're playing Chicago, and he's like, I love this song, and then he plays it backwards.
I really
like,
like
oh
this
man,
song.
Chicago
Yeah,
rocks.
Chicago kicks ass.
All right, Devil Man, what's the Ozman saying here?
Actually, there's no message. What does he say? The Ozman keeps his message clear.
Here,
Something like that.
Feast your eyes on this.
Yeah.
Chicago. I love this band. He plays
Power of Lucifer, I command you. Dude, that shit's so fucking
Spill the
funny.
blood of the innocent.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
my God, Chicago kicks
Yeah.
ass.
Like, you don't have that record. I might need to try that.
Yeah, I wonder if that's
It's so
even
fucking
real.
good.
Yeah, no, but yeah, the camera guy is all like, it's all the happy. What's this production? The
Happy Madison.
Happy Madison Productions, dude,
Yeah, dude. That's all his homies.
which is great. I love
So-
that it keeps the same homies in every movie.
So yeah, check out Heavyweights, Sopranos, and
And stop being cowards. Put fucking Jingle All the Way
yeah,
on the the Christmas time. Put him on any of the streaming networks, please.
it actually is one of the best Christmas movies of our time. If you just need to watch it.
Yes.
It's coming up. Christmas is coming up. Let's face it. Thanksgiving is a few days away. Christmas is right around the corner. You have no gifts done. Buy everyone Jingle All the Way,
Yeah.
Blu-ray, 4K, VHS, Betamax, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
Laserdisc.
And-
Everyone
and then-
loves. I don't think it's on Laserdisc.
And admired how great of a comedian Sinbad is, who's actually in ICU right now. So wishing him
Oh.
a speedy recovery, please.
Wish him
We
a
do
speedy
not wanna lose him.
recovery.
We do not want to lose that man.
Also, former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let's not sell the man short.
Oh yeah, he's definitely in there.
I definitely like him as an actor first
Over a
but, you know,
politician.
you guys got some homework, all right? And
Hmm.
this is gonna come out pre-Thanksgiving, so get ready to eat. Let's travel safe. I don't even think they're gonna let us travel. But
Yeah.
let's be honest, guys. Do what you got to do. It's the holidays. You got to be safe, but at the same time, do what feels right. You can't be alone. If you feel like you
Mhm.
can't be alone, don't be alone. Who cares? You're going to be all right. We're going to get through this. Important thing is to keep our minds busy. So
yeah.
if you can't keep it full of something happy, keep it full of something. As long as it's not negative, and get a hobby and just kind of help coach yourself through it, and then pretty soon you'll be able to put those good thoughts in there. But you kind of got to clear out sometimes you got to clear out some room, and
Mhm.
No, let's not overthink and overstress the holiday. Let's just enjoy it. So when we come back next week, we can all talk about what we did and how we felt, and good news this time around, and it won't be so bad. And I think we got this, man. I think we'll have a good week, and we'll come back stronger than ever the next week.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, we appreciate it, guys, and we will see you next time.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Have a good night. Later.